Hey, we are Table Goth, a group of tabletop gaming enthusiasts and Gothic aficionados. We're here to play some Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. This is our first time playing, so if you're new to the game, this should serve as a great introduction to the world of darkness. And if you're an old fan, you should be very impressed by how natural we are at over-the-top drama and edgy horror. Along those lines, a fair warning, we will be exploring some sensitive areas. The cast will be playing shitty teenagers who have just turned into vampires. In-game, literally just a few minutes ago, have turned into vampires. And if you want to see that go down, we do have a prologue. We'll talk about that more at the end of this session. But otherwise, if things get too uncomfortable for you, feel free to mute it, step away, take a break. Just sort of don't stop the video and don't you dare exit out of it. Just sort of look at the video, and if it seems like we're less stressed about what's going on, jump back in with us. Anyway, we'll get more into sort of the show notes and solicitations at the end. Otherwise, I'm ready to jump right in it. I am Bully. I'm the storyteller. I'm planning on stirring up as much as that sort of guilty pleasure teen drama and taking it deadly serious, as it should be taken. And let's go into the rest of the cast, starting with...
I am Mike. I'll be playing Herb Mollis.
I am Mandy. I will be playing Jordan Quick.
I'm Daniel. I'll be playing Elijah Buchanan.
I am Rachel. I'll be playing Evelyn Gibson.
And we'll let you get more of a feel for the characters as we go, because of right now, in-game and out-of-game, they have no idea what's really going on. So we couldn't really tell you much more if we wanted to.
So stick around.
So getting ready to jump in, again, we're Table Goth. This is our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Taste of Youth. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's play some Vampire. On the roof of St. Benedict's Gateway Academy, where minutes before the senior class of 2019 was throwing their after-prom party, tragedy struck. Monsters, vampires, visited each one of you and drained the life from you with ease. You all awoke to find most of your friends butchered. You all awoke not quite feeling yourselves. You all awoke dead. The fiends that did this to you are now long gone. But you did find Janitor Jim trying to clean the carnage left. After stabbing a fellow student, Cameron Graham, with a broomstick after he was caught drinking the blood of another student, Jim attempted to go after you guys as you sort of gathered yourselves on the rooftop. Elijah stopped him. And Jim revealed himself to be a vampire, like each of you. He demanded that you listen to him if you wanted to continue your own life. Elijah grabbed his badly injured girlfriend, Lily. Herb carried his unconscious girlfriend, Delilah. And the other two just escaped off the roof as Jim poured gasoline everywhere and set it ablaze. On the school grounds, in clear view of the once immaculate building, you watch the school burn with your peers, your friends, your enemies, left for the flames to get rid of the evidence of the massacre that had occurred. And you await further instructions from Janitor Jim. That is where we'll pick things up. Right now, you're standing there, watching these flames erupt at the top of the building, quickly spreading. It stirs something inside of you. I mean, fire's dangerous, but you're a very safe distance. But still, there's something that pulls your body to flee. But something about the tragedy, the horror, you're just dumbfounded and you're locked in place for now, watching. Elijah, you holding Lily, her ribs sticking out of her chest, some bad wounds across her face and body. Herb, you holding Delilah, completely unconscious at this point, with small wounds all over, still a visible bite mark where you saw that little girl lunge at her and rip her neck. Evelyn, Jordan just sort of standing, taking it in. Jim seems, he sort of has what's left of the broomstick, just sort of holding it, watching, also sort of in awe for a moment of the flames that rise from the school.
The fuck do we do now, Jim? She's dying.
Yeah, you set her down. You set yours down too. We got a lot to do.
Put her down. Staying close next to her.
I do the same, but I quickly search through her bag, find a pill bottle,
Sure.
pop it open.
So you're doing that. He's focused on Lily right now. She's hurt, in shock, barely conscious. He slaps her cheek a little bit. Come on, darling. Look at me. Look at me. And her eyes flutter open for a moment. She makes eye contact with him. Good. Can you get her up?
Yeah, man, let me give it a shot. Kind of shake her a bit.
You rouse her, and again, she's out of it, anemic. Her eyes sort of flutter for a moment. They don't seem to really be registering much, but they're open. He says, all right, darlings, both of you, eyes here. Because, that party sure was insane. Some people up there tried starting a bonfire, and it got out of control real quick. Everyone panicked. Tried climbing down the side of the building. Points to Delilah. I saw you get cut up in those bushes real bad. And you, pointing to Lily, took a much nastier spill. It's best that you two wait for an ambulance. So last thing you know is everything getting out of control and you're in a bad spot. You've had a lot to drink, maybe something else, and everything's sort of a blur. And then with that, both her heads sort of tilt a little bit in understanding. So that's right. Sort of puts a hand on both of them. We're going to leave them here. If you linger around them too long, you'll wind up killing them. Miracle you haven't already, honestly. Let's go. And he starts walking towards the parking lot.
Someone's got to call 911.
We don't have time for questions. We don't have time for all of that. We need to be out of here before 911 shows up. He walks at a quick pace towards the van. You guys, still in your prom outfits, suits, dresses, drenched in blood, torn in places. Probably some black streaks from the smoke. Follow behind.
Yeah,
Begrudgingly, probably the last to leave. I'll probably hover around Lily.
I would immediately go. Like,
clutching the bottle, shaking, and kind of look over at Jordan. Am I freaking out, Jordan?
It's gonna level out.
He takes you to a van. Looks like a cleaning van, large, dark blue. He opens up the back. In the back, you see a few cleaning supplies, a couple more brooms and whatnot, sort of on the sort of holder thing along the side. Otherwise, it's pretty open in there. There's no windows or anything in the back. Get in.
Where are we going?
Get in. Again, if we ask
I'm
a question
in.
every stop of the way,
I'm in.
I'll explain everything, I promise, once we're somewhere safe. Do not, under any circumstances, leave this van unless I let you out. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, man.
All right. You guys pile in. He closes the van door behind you. is pitch black. There's no opening to the front. There's no windows or anything. You're covered in darkness, just sort of sitting around on this just blank, smooth floor. You hear
You
the
got-
engine turn, and very quickly you guys are sort of jostled as he takes off. You hear the tires screech.
You guys feel that? Looking at the fire.
Yeah.
That's vampire shit.
Fuck are you talking about?
Like,
What are you talking about?
like, I do this.
Yeah, we all have them.
Like the fire. And that shit he said to Delilah and Lily, like,
Not only do you have that, you are starving. You all manage, through passing willpower checks during the prologue, to keep your wits about you, but it's a pain now. It's just racking your body, clouding your mind. There's so much going on, so much to figure out, but all you can think about is satiating this terrible pain that's crawling through your body.
I open up the bottle of Vicodin I grabbed from her purse and take a fistful and just fucking slam them.
Sure. You slam them, you swallow. It feels forced, like just the movement, where normally your body just, the reflexes kick in and the normal functions happen. You think about swallowing the pills. You feel the pills in your throat. You feel them just sort of stuck, moving through whatever's not really working right in your body.
Oh god, anybody got water?
Can we see each other in the darkness?
No.
You okay?
Yeah, no, it's good. Just
It's close
You need
enough.
some
You can
water?
definitely like feel where each other
Right.
are, but you can't see anything.
Do you need some water? I don't
yeah, I'm super thirsty and got something stuck in my throat now.
Suddenly the van swerves. All of you are thrown to the side. And then there's a bump. The van hits something. And then screeches to a stop. And the van is still.
You said don't leave. Everybody else okay?
Yeah, I'll be alright, man. Yeah, for sure.
Did you get it down?
Yeah,
You-
it's
Were
fine.
you able to?
It's fine. I'll be alright.
Can I take a moment to listen? Can I hear for Jim?
Absolutely.
Can I do that too?
Give me a composure awareness. If you'd like to try to
Can I use my?
calm yourself and listen.
No hunger.
Can I
there,
use
right?
house specs?
You don't really know how to
Okay,
activate
I
these
didn't
things
know.
right now.
Composure and awareness, right?
Correct. You are you're at hunger 4.
We're at hunger 4? Oh, okay, so I need to roll.
So if you want to do this, yeah, there will be 4 hunger die involved. Actually, this is just a normal roll. Never mind, just roll normally.
Okay.
Okay, that
I don't remember. So.
0 successes.
2 successes.
So,
Herb's good. He's freaking out.
We're all freaking out,
and
man.
then successes are denoted by
Yeah, you have 4 successes.
4
Yeah.
successes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Those would make double.
All of you get quiet for a moment. The van is still. You can still hear the van's still moving a little bit. The engine's idling. You all close your eyes, listen in the dark. Not that closing your eyes would do much in this pitch black. You hear some sort of struggle outside. You hear a couple of voices. Jordan. You hear footsteps. You're getting closer. And you lean up against the door, and then catch yourself as the door flies open. You see Jim standing there. By the back of the shirt, he's holding a middle-aged man, bleeding, badly hurt. Just don't think about it. Just let what comes come. And he grabs the man and tosses him into the back of the van, slams the door behind. All of your senses are filled with this impossible to resist, enticing smell of blood. As this injured man is thrown almost on top of you guys, on you. He's panicking. He seems dazed out of it. Each of you give me a willpower check.
That's 4 hunger with this.
No, just we'll
Just
do
regular?
regular checks
Okay.
right now. The hunger will kick in.
2. Oh my god.
4, right? You rolled these ones. Is that one too? 5.
You got a lot of will, Jordan.
5 successes, Jordan.
5.
Holy shit.
This smells enticing, but also you almost give in for a second, but it's so sort of repulsive what your instincts almost made you do. Although you can hear your 3 companions bite in. You hear wet as teeth and flesh. As all 3 of you begin drinking deeply. You can't even see what part you have. You feel flesh, you feel a limb, you feel something. You smell the blood. The beast takes over as you sink your mouth into this injured man. The blood pouring into your mouth, down your chin, and it feels so good. You're able to stop yourself for now. You can tell what's going on around you. The body that's on top of you is being pulled every direction as each one of these 3 is just trying to get closer, deeper, get more of their fill. His body's being jerked back and forth rapidly. You can smell the fresh blood. It smells delicious, but you also have just enough cognizance to realize how repulsive this act is. But you're so hungry.
I don't say anything.
Do you drink?
I don't. Not at this time.
I'll drink later.
The hunger burns, your body aches, you feel awful, but you resist. Each of you may drop your hunger to 2 as you drink and drink. Not to your fill. You wish you could drink more, but before you know it, there's nothing left. With all 3 of you ravaging this man.
Fuck.
Do we like?
Oh,
You
no.
slowly come down. A little disgusted by what you did, but you haven't felt a sensation that satisfying, maybe ever.
So that's it, guys.
The van is moving again, quickly.
I was so thirsty.
It's all fucking stakes to the hearts and silver bullets now, motherfuckers.
This shit's fake. This is fake.
Oh.
We took some drugs earlier. I had something as bad. So
It has to be a bad batch.
happened.
Heard.
Still thirsty.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Oh God. Should we have left? Should we have left Delilah?
I don't know, man.
It's too late now. Just,
I don't know.
she'll be okay. She'll be okay.
You sit there, thinking about what you did, maybe a little bit disgusted about what you did, but also willing to do it again, as that hunger has not gone away. You especially are probably trying to hold yourself, just the lingering blood on this man, on their mouths. Enticing but fading as its freshness fades. You sit. You're not sure how long. The van taking turns hard. You guys getting jostled back and forth every so often. Till eventually it comes to a stop. The back door opens. You see Jim look in. He makes a point not to really look at the body. Come on now. And he reaches his hand out for everyone to step out first.
Where are we, man?
Someplace safe for the night. Grabs you. pulls you out. As each of you get out, you look around. You're in maybe a lower middle class neighborhood, sort of suburbs-ish, but not like the nice suburbs. A lot of one-story houses, older, but otherwise seemingly quiet neighborhood. Somewhere across the river, it's hard to tell exactly where. You're parked in the driveway of some home. He walks to the front door, pauses. Follow me, don't say a word. He just opens the door and steps in. Do you follow him in?
I
Yeah.
wait in the doorway and kind of look at him for a second.
Get inside now.
I follow him in.
I go to step in. I'm in.
Closes the door behind you.
I'll probably be the last one to go through. I'm just gonna take a look behind us.
You see outdated decor, bit of a mess. You see a very old woman sitting in a recliner, watching a TV. Her eyes get wide. She leans back in her chair as you guys enter. And her eyes pass over you guys for just a moment and then lock on Jim. She reaches out and she has a remote sitting on the arm of the chair that she reaches for. Jim goes, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" to the woman. And she pauses. He takes a few steps towards her, looks at her, looks at the television. "So this is what you do. You start without me the minute I go." He grabs the remote and turns off the TV. She goes, I thought you were working tonight. He says, "God damn it, you got so much shit saved on there to watch. And you start watching our show the minute I walk out." And she goes, she goes, I thought you were at work. I was trying to work. There's an incident at school. These kids are in trouble. I'm going to help them out. We'll be up for a bit, taking care of some things, and I'll be back up here to deal with you."
What show was on?
Those Family Feud.
It's The Bachelor.
X Factor.
So I didn't think you'd ever betray me like this. Sneaky old bat. He goes, kisses her on the forehead. "You four," he points to the door. "Go downstairs." And she goes, I didn't. Yeah. We all know how forgetful you are." And he follows you behind to the basement.
Does she smell good?
I mean, she's not bleeding or anything. You mostly smell the blood on you.
Right.
Takes you downstairs to a pretty crammed, very messy basement. It looks kind of terrifying at first. You see written along the walls these sort of occult-looking symbols, written in what you assume to be blood, long dried. There's different writing in a language you don't understand, but it's some beautiful handwriting, calligraphy, very well done. So you guys go down there. He immediately goes to a desk, a long desk along one of the walls, and starts gathering up some papers and looking at you and putting some stuff away, and just sort of gathering up this mess in a handful. I'm gonna get some stuff from upstairs. Stay here. Don't touch anything. I will know if you do. I'll be back in a moment. I'm gonna get some pillows, see if I have any blankets or something. You know, stay here for the night, you understand?
Yeah.
Or for the day. We'll talk. And he grabs an armful of just loose papers and stuff. He sort of clears one of the desks and walks upstairs. And you can see this is some sort of part of the basement is like a work area. Part of it's like a bedroom. There's a bed here, unmade, messy. It's not really like gross down here. It's just unkempt.
Do I notice any papers that he was trying to collect left behind? Left
Yeah,
on the desk?
some fell out, and similar to some of the random writings on the walls, there's some language you don't understand. written in, again, beautiful calligraphy. There's stacks of books here and there. Just at a quick glance, the ones you can read or understand. This book's on sorcery, something called thaumaturgy, books on alchemy, chemistry. He tried to grab a chunk of those before he went, but some of the stack was left. You see this large, thick sleeping bag next to his bed. You see journals, lots and lots of different journals, in different handwriting, maybe in either other people's journals or he changed his handwriting for some reason. You see a stack of pamphlets at a glance. The front of the pamphlet has a beautiful sunset over the mountains. It says, "The One True Way." He has books on Eastern philosophy, Hindu teachings, books on Arthurian legends. Also, he has a decent record player with a pretty extensive jazz collection. And then he has shelves along one wall with lots and lots, dozens of these wooden carvings. At the end of the desk, you'd see he has like a little X-Acto knife and some carving tools. And it looks like the most recent things we're working on are those pencil carvings, where like you carve like a pencil down and use the graphite to make really little different like miniature things. There's also just a lot of wooden figures actually on the shelves themselves. As they're looking around, just sort of taking this all in, he returns. He has blankets, pillows, sort of random stuff like that that he sort of comes and tosses on the bed. Y'all can use whatever you can find. You should probably get a change of clothes. We don't have a lot here, but I'll fish something for you. It's gonna be a rough rest of the night, rest of the day as your body transitions. There's a bathroom there. He points to one of the doors. You'll want to use it. You'll be puking and leaking all sorts of gross stuff. Please try to do it in the bathroom. That door, he points to another door in the back of the room. Do not touch that for your safety. Again, I will know, and you will know when you weren't supposed to touch it. There's a lot to go over, and we don't really have the time. It'll be sunrise soon. Just a few things to think about. Unless you have a very good reason to hang on to your old lives, start thinking about how to move on from them. Personally, I think it's better off in the long run. I have a few contacts who might be able to help. If you aren't ready to make the leap, well, first of all, good luck with that. Some vampires do make it work. You're going to have to figure out a lot of explaining, though, especially at your age. How you survived what happened, why you can't be seen during the day. You're not going to be able to live with your families anymore. Again, there's a lot to consider if you plan on hanging on to who you were. Also, you're going to have to find some place to lay low. This will work for now, but you can't stay here long term. I suggest you're all new at this. From what I could tell, you're the only four who this happened to. You'll want to stick with each other for a little bit while you learn the ropes. If you go off on your own, you won't last long. I can guarantee you that.
Mr. Janitor Jim, what's you stabbed Cameron up there? Why are you letting us live?
I mean, I tried stabbing him too, and he stopped me, and honestly, I just don't have time for all of that. Personally, I think it would be more merciful to have ended you all right there and then. And I will do that for you if you wish. If you wish to go on like this, I guess it's not really my place to make that decision for you. I'll give you a day to sort of figure things out. If you don't want to go on, I'll make it quick, I'll make it painless. If you do want to go on, I'll see what I can do to help you.
What made you go on?
We don't have time for that, son. I'll get you a change of clothes. Like I said, you're in for a rough night. I'll be right back. He goes, collecting more stuff, sort of the rest of the stuff from the desk. he heads upstairs.
So this is real.
Sure fucking feels real, man.
What part of it, like, hit you?
Probably when we drained that innocent person dry. That probably when it hit me that this was fucking real. No one else feels bad about that?
Yeah, I feel fucking bad.
Well, no one's talking, and I'm freaking the fuck out. This is fucking... This isn't real shit. This is movie shit. This is the shit your fucking family's into.
Nobody's talking because we woke up and went to prom and now we're living in a Twilight fan fiction.
I saw the movies, so I don't know.
All I know is I'm having a real fucking bad night, guys.
Us too, Herb.
After a few moments, Jim comes down, armful of clothes. Her husband liked tracksuits. See if any of these will fit you, and if they don't, better what you got. He throws down a collection of different colors of just tracksuits, essentially. Comfortable, but well worn. Probably a little too big for most of you.
Solid brands.
You don't look so good. And did you not feed when I tossed them into you? You're going to wake up and you're going to try to kill everyone in here. You need to do something about that. I don't feel like going to get it. He pulls back his sleeve, bites his wrist, and you smell again you're hit with this wave. Holds it out. Come on. I ain't got all night.
Okay. And she gives in.
You grab and you just barely, as soon as you're not using all of your mental capacity to stop yourself, you slip for just a second and you just go and you drink deep.
I'm gonna look away.
Yeah. He flinches a little bit. Oh, God. You can tell it hurts a little bit. He waits for a moment. Another moment. All right, that's enough. And yeah, you probably don't pull away of your own accord. You drink and drink. You're still hungry when he pulls you away. Easy, 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 easy. There you go. Sort of pats you. You'll be all right now. You'll be all right. And he licks the wound. You see it start to close up a little bit. You're at 100 now. And again, as weird as that experience was, the physical sensation was unbelievable. Now don't go trying that on each other. I know you're also a little hungry. We'll deal with that at some other point. Start thinking about what you want to do. Again, you're going to be puking what's left in your bodies for the most of the night and the day. Your body's going to get rid of everything that's not blood. I need to take care of some immediate problems first. Tomorrow night, we'll talk. And I'll take you hunting. Have a good day. And he goes upstairs. And you can see down here, it's a closed basement. There's no windows, there's no anything. There's two other doors, one to the bathroom he pointed out, one he told you not to touch, and then the door leading upstairs. Last thing you hear is, "Now I ain't finished with you," as he starts heading up. And then you're left to your own devices.
Feel better?
Marginally, I suppose. Did you feel better?
Marginally.
Marginally.
For a minute, I felt great.
It's like a moment of ecstasy before you realize true failure.
Yeah. That about sums it up.
Pretty good way of putting it.
So who's taking the easy way out?
I mean, how do we know he's
What?
not gonna come down here and just finish us off anyways, man?
It's true. He tried to kill us up in the fucking roof.
Easy way out.
He just asked if we wanted to.
We're dead, dude. He just asked if you wanted to make it final. I'm not gonna judge anybody here who picks that.
So everyone else is cool, just living the rest of our on life as monsters.
Yeah, man, you don't know that we have to be monsters. I mean, Janitor Jim seems pretty chill.
That's true.
Most of you have known him for a while. He's kind of a mainstay at the school. He worked the night shift.
Sure.
But a lot of times, if people who had after-school activities or Gina probably was late picking you up sometimes, and he was always really cool to you. He would stay after, talk to you. He was good people. A little weird, but in a charming way.
I don't know, man. Maybe we're too young to do this. So, like, just die, man. It's like we can still do something with our lives, right?
Yeah,
Carter,
man.
take a deep breath.
Sorry,
I don't.
You can handle this.
I don't know. This is worse than any trip I ever took, dude.
It's not a trip.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's worse than that. It's definitely worse than that.
That's what I'm saying. If you take a breath, it'll actually matter.
Alright, yeah.
It'll mean something. So just give yourself a second.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna head towards the bathroom.
Sure.
Is there a mirror in the bathroom?
Yes, there is.
Can I see my reflection?
Yes, you can.
What do I look like?
Boom! Not great.
You look like yourself a little gaunt. I'm sure you've wiped off some
Yeah,
of the
I'll
blood.
try
There's
to.
probably streaks of blood. Your entire front of your beautiful prom dress is soaked, ruined. Again, you look a little sickly, not entirely different. You can feel your body, though. All of you can. You're changing, shifting, pushing things out. You feel that blood that you've recently had stirring, and it's invigorating you, but you want more. You are all probably starting to sweat a little bit. You feel just constant rumblings in your stomach and your guts as they just shrink and shrivel. You start feeling like hell. And pretty soon you would each start just succumbing to this sort of sickness, lying down as this unnatural fatigue hits you. You're not sure what it's caused by. And does anyone change? Does anyone sleep at a certain spot?
Yeah, I'll get in a tracks.
Yeah, you're in these bloody clothes that are starting to
Sure.
crust and harden.
Yeah, I'll change out of
Is there
the.
an Adidas one?
They're all Adidas. They're all identical tracksuits in different colors.
What colors are they?
Purple?
Whatever color you want.
Dibs. All purple.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
they're
s-
they're
I'll
loose,
go like
but
a
they're
navy.
soft. Definitely old school. Would probably be like a cool vintage thing if not for the situation.
So there's a staircase leading up, bathroom door, and door we
He said not to
not
touch.
to go to. I'm gonna slip in front of the. I'm gonna put myself in front of the others and by the
Forbidden door.
no, the staircase.
Okay, you sleep in front of the staircase.
Unless somebody stops me, I'll put the go flip through the jazz records
Sure.
and see if I can find something that's a little slower, something
Absolutely.
like something old.
Yeah.
And
Some weird.
I'm sure you probably know your jazz pretty decent
Yeah.
from your grandfather. You find something calming
Soothing.
and
play it, maybe keep
Yeah.
our minds off it, and then I'll sleep by that like where the
yeah, you play it. You hear by the door, she starts playing the music. You hear someone walks down a few steps and stops. And then seems to turn around and go back up. You too. Where are you sleeping? Or there's a lot of other things on there if you wanted to snoop around somewhere.
I think Herb would be pretty okay with just calling it, just curling up in a ball.
Sure.
Just kind of keeping his distance.
I'll curl up with one of those weird books of thaumaturgy and or sorcery. No, pamphlet of the One Way. Does that look familiar? Okay.
It's like a religious pamphlet.
I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna look at that pamphlet while I go.
Sure. It seems to be sort of a pamphlet on meditation, on control.
Okay.
If it were not for these recent events, you wouldn't be able to pick out. This seems targeted for vampires. A lot of the words sort of have double meaning, to where if someone were to just read it, it would just be some weird Eastern medicine, meditation, Hindu hippie bullshit.
Sure.
But I mean, because that's on your mind, it's pretty obvious this stuff is talking about essentially like a targeted towards vampires and how to sort of find their self, find their inner self, find their zen, be in touch with their humanity and tame the beast.
I'm gonna fold it and put it in.
Sure,
my
there's a
pocket.
stack of them, so
Then
you're
I'll
pretty
fold off.
confident. You're pretty confident he wouldn't notice one missing as you fold one and put it
Sure.
in your tracksuit.
I mean, what is it, like a thick pamphlet, or is it like a thin, kind of like a two?
No, just a little fold out. Yeah.
Then if I have time, if I'm not too exhausted and puking, I'll look through one of the books of sorcery and thaumaturgy too, if I can make any sense of it.
Go ahead and give me an occult intelligence.
Anybody else want to do this?
Now use your hunger die.
Fuck, that's just 200
Nice.
then. 2 fails.
No bestial.
No bestial.
Okay.
I'm gonna use willpower one.
Yeah, you feel sick. It's hard to concentrate. You're trying to look through this stuff. It seems interesting, but way above.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw the
this.
book on the floor then.
Sure. Anyone else look at anything? Do anything before going to bed?
I mean, feel like Herb would just be trying to find a mellow state.
Yeah, that Vicodin doesn't really kick in.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel real rough from it too.
Um,
Mixing.
I kind of feel like I have a few brief moments before everyone else has their
Absolutely.
kind of issues because I held out so long.
True.
So I kind of dig around the books that I can find, and if there's anything pertaining to new vampires or exceptionally
also
interesting.
give me an occult intelligence.
So you've been
Actually,
turned.
give me
Vampire for dummies.
an investigation intelligence.
So you've been
Behind the new
Now
reboot
what?
of Charmed.
It's on the right.
So you've been bitten.
Just investigation.
What them teeth do. Investigation intelligence. You have one hunger,
Fantastic
so roll
teeth.
one hunger die out of this pool.
And
That's the name of the fucking clear.
and so I roll however many dice I have filled in for
Actually,
intelligence
sounds more like a
Mhm.
dentist
and
thing.
investigation, and then I have one in a hunger.
So we're
So I have
Or like
Two
a
successes.
two
CSI.
successes.
Those pamphlets are probably the closest thing of anything to do with being a new vampire. A lot of it just seems to be sort of these large metaphysical or spiritual things. You find yourself drawn to the shells of all these little wooden figures. It seems sort of random. Looking closely at each one, though, you recognize some things. You find yourself. It's very, like, these are small carvings, but the detail is good enough to where even in a small wooden figurine, you think that is that supposed to be you? It looked like a crucifix on first. It seems like you on a cross with a swollen stomach. Moving through, you see a figure of. You've been to Evelyn's house. Looks like this is a wooden model of Evelyn's house, split in half. Not as if the figure, not as if the carving was broken, as if it was carved to be that way. You find one of Herb. You can see his face, his messy hair, his mustache, but in like the lower half in a diving suit, seeming to be fighting, struggling against, losing a fight to some sort of octopus creature. And then you find probably one of the larger ones. You recognize Elijah. His face, at least, his body seems like a puppet, with the strings being played by a spider. There's a lot of figurines of just different faces that you don't really recognize, all with a third eye on the forehead. And the reoccurring figurine of this hooded figure with a torch. And with this, the sickness starts to hit, the fatigue starts to hit. Before you have time to really process this, you find somewhere to lie down. You sleep. Oh, go ahead.
I would hope to fall down near the music as well.
Sure. You curl up by the record player, play some soft jazz into the remainder of the night as all four of you slip into a sleep. And that is where we will take our first break.
I don't want to play anymore.
Jump back in a few minutes to see what happens from here and
Awesome.
see how you guys, what you guys want to do.
I bet the statues are like nothing.
I don't think they mean anything.
Yeah, you get relaxed,
That
guys.
means nothing.
Coincidence.
Like, that could have been any house.
We're back. So, after your first night, or first day I should say now, as an undead, being set up in the basement of Janitor Jim's house, you all slowly stir. I will need a rouse check from each of you. Roll one dice. If it's a success, you do not get more hungry. If it is a failure, raise your hunger by 1.
Is it a blood dice or just regular dice?
Either one.
Yikes.
You're not hungry. You're not hungry.
I'm hungry.
It's a fail.
You also failed. Each of you raise your hunger by 1.
She thirsty.
As you wake up, the beast inside of you growling a bit, hungry a bit, ready to hunt already. So you all wake up in your tracksuits, strewn about the room, feeling better, but physically pretty gross. You could tell your body is pushed out, sweat, your water content in your body, other fluids. So you're just covered in this grossness. I would assume you would each take a moment to shower, wash off whatever's been pushed out, as now only blood courses through your body. Looking in the mirrors, you can tell you lack that glow of a healthy person. You all seem sickly, a little pale. You don't have a breath. You have to almost think like the motor functions that happen naturally aren't happening. It feels weird at first because it feels like you should try to make yourself. It's one of those things where you think about breathing, so then you start breathing, but your body just doesn't really do it. As you're now officially transformed into something else, something different than what you were yesterday when you woke up and went to prom. After washing yourselves off, getting your tracksuits on, because that is all that's been left for you by Janitor Jim, the man himself, opens the door, looks around. How y'all feeling?
Bad.
Like shit.
I'm a lot more calm, but
Hungry.
Yeah.
Not so much, man.
How hungry? Do we have time to talk?
I would love to talk. I think we have a lot of questions.
yeah, man.
What
I got
time
a
is
lot
it
of
right
fucking
now?
questions, dude.
Night has just fallen. Your body sort of knows it'll wake up when the sun falls. It'll be very hard to stay conscious when the sun is up. You'll learn the ropes. Meanwhile, I'm here to, I guess, give you a bit of a run through. Let you know what you're in for, so then you can make a decision about what to do moving forward. It's best to understand that I believe you know you're not human. But it's good to pretend you are for sanity's sake. If you listen too much to that beast, as we call it, the hungry voice inside of you, you're going to be no better than a feral animal. Much like a feral animal, somebody's certainly going to put you down like one. You are, as I'm sure you've guessed, vampire. Although, we don't really call it that. We call ourselves kindred. Canaanites, the damned. Just not vampire. It's dangerous to use that word. There are people who are aware of us, people who would like to stop us.
You mean like Buffy the Vampire Slayer shit?
Yeah, a
Hell's
little
sick
less charming, a little less entertaining. You'll never be wrong calling each other kindred. You will live as you are now forever. Oh, before I go on, yes, you're technically dead, but nothing annoys me more than correcting people into saying like unlife or undeath. Like if I say don't do that or you'll die, you know what I mean. Okay? Overcorrecting that's a good way to get yourselves caught, honestly. Yes, you're dead, but you have a life. Don't get me started. But anyway, that's that. There are ways to meet your what we call a final death. You've seen your last sunset, sunrise, the sun in general. You go out in the sun, you will die quickly. You will be burnt to ash. A stake to the heart, that is kind of a thing, but it doesn't kill us. It puts us in something called torpor. You get hurt enough, your body takes enough damage, you'll be put in sort of a comatose-like state until your body can slowly heal again. Healing takes blood, though. You'll get hungry. Fire in general is no good. That's why I did it. If they happen to change anymore, which I don't think they did, fire would have taken care of them for good. Also, you need your head. Someone takes your head off, just like when you were a human, that'll be the end of you. But otherwise, I mean, you don't have to worry about disease. Things that would kill a person, stabbing, beatings, gunshots, I mean, you can take and then some. But again, enough will put you down, put you asleep for a little while. Though the blood can always heal you. A lot of the stuff you know from movies and whatnot's not really true. A lot of our kind put that stuff out there on purpose. To where if people got savvy about what we were, they would try a bunch of stupid shit to stop us. Garlic and whatnot, and that stuff doesn't actually matter. Crosses and everything were fine. Although there's been cases of it actually affecting certain kindred, but I guess you'll find out on your own if you're one of them. So, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to drink. The only thing that could go into your body anymore is blood. You might be able to hold it down for a little bit, but you have to throw it up eventually. There's certain things you can do. You can rouse the blood, make yourself a little more lifelike. Pretend you got a heartbeat. Make yourself have a little color. Make yourself have breath. That's good for blending in. But it's temporary. And the blood thing is, I mean, that's you now. You have to drink blood if you want to keep going. The longer you starve yourself, the longer you get hungry, the more the beast, as we call it, will take over. And you'll be no more than some sort of predator, an animal ready to feed.
I mean, like, how do you do it without getting, like, caught?
We'll get into that. That's a whole nother chapter.
I mean, like, how the fuck have I not, like, read about... I mean, I've read a lot of things about, like, aliens being real and shit, and, like, a lot of things about a bunch of other, like, weird occult shit, but, like, I never thought this was gonna be real, man.
Most people don't, and that's because a little thing called the Masquerade. It's very important that people don't know that we're real. They know we're real. There's more of them than there are of us. I'll tell you that right now. They will find us. They will destroy us. It almost happened once. It'll happen again. Keep what you are a secret. Every side has agreed upon that. Well, both sides. The ones that matter.
So our family gone.
I mean, that's up to you. Some vampires find a way to... You'll need excuses. You'll need a reason why they don't see you during the day, why you're looking a little different, your habits. Yeah, I mean, you'll be leading a double life. Too much trouble for me, but some people pull it off. I ain't saying you can't. You won't be able to live with your folks anymore, that's for sure. It'll be pretty obvious. First things first, you'll need to find some place to set up. Again, I'd stick close to each other if I were you for now.
Why a fucking high school, man?
That I don't know. And that I intend to figure out, maybe with your help. For now, let's get you on track. Once we have your personal matters figured out, we'll figure out what the hell happened there. Turning kids like that, so just blatantly, that breaks all of our rules, and then some.
Do you know who King is?
King?
King.
No, I mean, there's princes. St. Louis doesn't have one, though. But like I said, stay out of the sun, don't get your heads cut off, you should be all right. You will look like you look now for the rest of your lives. Thank God I wasn't turned as a teenager, because I was awkward as hell. But, no matter what you do, cut your hair, get it, stuff like that. When you wake up the next night, you will revert back to the state you were in when you returned. So get used to this.
I really wasn't committed to this mustache.
I wasn't married to this hairstyle.
I mean, you can shave it each night, but it'll be back.
It looks good. Herb.
Don't lie to them, man.
I'm not lying. I wish I could grow a mustache like that. We have bigger things to... I'm sorry. I'm just real nervous right now.
So like I said, some people know about us. That's why you need to be careful about technology. I took the liberty of taking your phones and getting rid of them for you. You won't be able to use them anywhere. All this touchscreen stuff, you need to buy electricity to activate those. You ain't got that no more. Unless you rouse the blood, of course. That's how they find us. You start texting people about these changes. You start talking about vampires, kindred, whatever. There's algorithms they run, code words they find. You start talking about this on the internet, on your phones, whatever. Someone will find you, and someone will deal with you. It's best to face-to-face interactions when possible. Old school, if you will. Burner phones if you have to.
Why do you care so much about helping us? I mean, I don't mean to be ungrateful. I'm just...
Sure sound like it.
I'm not. This is just all a lot.
I've known you kids for a few years. You're not bad people from what I could tell. You sure as hell don't deserve what happened to you. being left out there to figure this out on your own, that's a fate I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. The least I could do is get you started, get you on your feet, do what I can. We have rules for stuff like this. Usually the person who turns someone into a vampire first of all has to get permission to do so, and then they have to take care of them for a long time.
But they didn't.
No, they didn't. Those weren't good kindred. They weren't following most of the rules the rest of us follow.
So there's more than just one that attacked the whole school?
I mean,
Seems that way.
fucking little girl came up and bit me.
Little girl?
Yes. I mean, the girl we saw at the party.
You saw it. I saw commotion, but
Fuck, man.
I had some big dude bite. It was after.
So will
Olivia.
they hurt us?
Who?
The people that follow the rules.
The people that follow the rules? Luckily, you live in a place that's... The rules are flexible. I guess we should get into our next lesson, which is politics. The kindred are we like our sides, we like our teams. Kindred are typically found in a city. It's hard for a population to support us, our feeding habits in the country and whatnot. As far as the teams go, there's two big ones. There's the Camarilla, or the Camarilla, if you want to sound pretentious. Those are the folks who've been running things for a long time. Those are the folks who are responsible for the Masquerade. Those are the folks who are probably the reason that you don't know about us. It's a group of vampires who decided a long time ago that we should stick to the shadows, be quiet about things, and have a strict hierarchy. You asked about a king. They would appoint what's called a prince of each city. That person was in control. They would have a council, very medieval type of stuff. Each vampire had their own little domain, their own section of the city that they controlled, they fed from. Every major city was under the control for a very long time, most of them at least. Not too long ago, St. Louis became Anarch territory. That's the other side. There's the Camarilla, and there's the Anarchs. The Anarchs are, as their namesake says, not really down with authority. They bucked the old school medieval ways of the Camarilla. They think vampires should be allowed to police themselves. Not do what they want, not run around crazy, not go around killing each other, being monsters, but also not under the strict rule of some 500-year-old vampire who's got pretty outdated ideas. This loose collection of vampires are who runs this entire area now. There's another group, the Sabbat. They think we are far superior to humans. They think we shouldn't have to hide who we are. They think we should control them, enslave them, be the beast we want to be, and they just have to deal with it. If they had it their way, they'd get us all killed. You shouldn't have to worry about them. And if you're strong enough, strong-willed enough, got the right connections, or are able to lay low, you could sort of work outside the politics. It is not easy, and it's for licks, as they'll call you, new vampires. You'll probably end up having to pick a side. I have the great honor of being unaligned. Most kindred don't know I'm here, don't know what I am. But some of them found out. I think that's what happened at the school.
So you're saying we were attacked because of you?
I do feel partly responsible for what happened. There's a particular clan that has it out for me. My own clan.
It's a clan.
Right, clans. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we got a lot to
Fucking
cover.
clans.
This is bloodlines. Way back when, there were 13 antediluvians, vampires that existed before the flood, as antediluvian means. Ancient creatures. And most vampires can trace their blood all the way back to these 13. I guess we should figure out what you guys are.
How do we go about doing that?
I need just a drop of your blood. He goes over his desk, goes through some drawers, pulls out a little silver dirty cup, blows in it. This'll do. Who wants to start? He goes. It's a small little knife. Cuts your wrist, puts just a trickle in, swirls it, smells it, drinks from it. Tastes like 12th generation, I'd say. Not very potent.
I'm not a wine.
Funny you should say that, because you are a toreador.
Is that word supposed to mean something?
Yeah, that. I thought it would.
Sounds like a made up word, man.
It kind of is. You, the Camarilla I talked about, the ones who used to control everything, the Toreador were a big part of that. They're the clan of the Rose. They appreciate the beauty in things. They're artists to a fault sometimes. They spend their whole eternities perfecting some sort of art form, really losing themselves in that. They're pretty close to humans, though, as far as some of the others goes, which is good. Like I said, don't lose what you used to be. If you lose your humanity, you're a monster. Right now, you're something more. But if you are what you are, and you keep track of what made you human, you'll be something greater. There can be a balance. It's difficult, but it can be done. However, but you were part of, again, the artists, more or less. Whatever that passion may be, they were very passionate about it. Yeah. Have some interesting abilities that go along with that as well, which we can get into at a later time.
Clan of the Rose, that checks out.
Who's next? You. Next to you.
I'll go up reluctantly.
Thanks. Same generation, 12th. Looks like you're part of the rabble. Or the Learn clan, if you prefer. Otherwise known as the Bruja. Once poet warriors, now anarchist, punks. Although you can be whatever you want to be. What they don't want to be is whatever someone else tells them they are. It's a clan that used to be used a lot by the highborns, as they call themselves. But now with the anarchs making a big push, the Bruja are making a name for themselves. You'll find quite a lot of your brethren around these parts. Typically pretty physically tough. The blood allows them to do some things that, well, you wouldn't want to cross an angry Bruja. And Bruja do get angry.
Doesn't sound like me.
Whether those people picked you for your traits or not, this blood is in you now. And a little bit of it will start to seep into your personality if you let it. Or even if you don't, really. Jordan. Holds up the cup, takes your arm, cuts a little bit. Yours is a bit stronger, almost, than the rest. potent. A taste like the clan of the moon. Oh. Looks like a Malkavian got you. They are, used to be very important. They see things a little differently, see things the rest of the world can't. But they're also considered a little bit crazy. The madness that runs through that blood will certainly be vying for your mind. Be wary of that. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. Some Malkavian use it to great results. But you, more than the others, need to be very careful. The Malkavians also, if others find out what you are, won't quite have the same respect or clout that some of the other clans have. Most will probably dismiss you as a madman or woman. But you can use that to your advantage if you're smart. And I believe you are.
Nothing else will matter with that.
What do you mean?
Just a question. Anything else will play into who I am?
That's up to you. This is just the blood that's in you now. It doesn't define you. It suggests certain things, but there's only 13 clans, and a lot of these kindred, even the same clan, are wildly different. Herb.
Alright, man. So how does this work exactly?
It just cuts, trickles some in. Feels like you still got some things in your system. Takes a careful drink. You're as potent as the rest, but diluted badly. Whatever turns you either is some sort of odd mixture that not one blood type took, or they were new enough themselves to where the clan line wasn't as strong in their blood. I'm pretty good at these things, and my friend, you don't have one of the clan bloodlines in you.
Is it that good?
If the Camarilla were in charge, no. No. They consider caitiff, that's what most would call you, is the kindred term. Consider you a problem. But you don't have some of the weaknesses, some of the compulsions some of these others will have. But you also lack some of the strengths. You, more than the rest, are free to sort of carve out your own destiny. You have kindred blood in you for sure, but you won't be able to draw a line to your maker as easily as the rest.
That's pretty fucking good news, I guess.
For someone like you, sure. So,
What clan do you align with? If you don't mind me asking.
yeah, I guess that's fine to ask. Clan Tremere. A clan that, not one of the original 13, but we're made out of a sorcerer who found a way to tap into the kindred abilities through magic rather than being born with it or turned. He chose this life for himself and passes that blood on to the rest of us. There's a lot of different abilities your blood will give you: enhanced strength, powers of hypnotism, silence, all sorts of things. Clan Tremere, we do a sort of alchemy with the blood.
Like what you're doing right now.
correct. But I also believe it was people from my clan, or maybe people from my clan sent the ones who did this, the reason that this happened. But again, we'll get to this once we figure out your lives.
Our odd life. Just a joke.
And a bad one at that.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is
You pointed at me, man, and you made the joke.
is feed. You need to learn how to hunt. You need to learn how to get your own blood. I'm not gonna be tossing you bodies every night. You might be able to hold off the hunger for a time, but it will come, and it will need its due. And the only way to deal with it is by drinking someone's blood. Ain't no way around it. I mean, there's a few ways. There's blood bags, there's animals, but drinking from a mortal, that's what'll satisfy you. You need to be careful. The only way to truly feel that beast inside you quelled is to kill whoever you're drinking from. We try not to do that. That's a quick way to turn into an animal, a monster, more than something elevated. You drink just enough to satiate yourself, to keep things in control until you need to feed again. I recommend not draining someone completely.
If we just bite them and leave them like that, won't they turn?
No. To turn, you need to completely drain someone on every last drop of their blood and then feed them some of your own blood. What happened to you guys was no accident. They did that. The embrace, as we call it, is it's a purposeful thing. You don't have to worry about turning those you feed on. You do need to worry about the people you feed on knowing what you are. Really, it depends on what you're good at, what you want to do, what you're comfortable with. Some kindred, the people they feed on know what they are, and they're happy to give up their blood. That feeling you felt when you fed, that ecstasy, they feel it too. Honestly, it feels good to be fed from if you do it right. If you're not ravaging them, butchering them. It could be quite enjoyable, and some humans get addicted to it and give it up willingly. And that's an option. Just don't leave. Make sure it's someone you trust, or try to deal with it by convincing them something else happened. You're familiar. You're one of them drug heads. To a lot of them, it'll feel like a trip or whatever. They might not really realize what happened. You'll buy from them, you'll feed from them, and if it was during some sort of drug thing or some passionate embrace or something, they might just chalk it up to in the moment. It sort of messes with their mind. It'll be a blur unless you're real explicit about it. Always lick the wound. Closes up. What happened? There'll be no traces. They'll feel woozy and whatnot. After all, you'll be drinking their blood, but there'll be no evidence of what you did.
Like with Jordan and you.
All right.
That's not some Tremere stuff. We can all do that.
You can all do it. Some of the stuff is science that happens with us. Some of it's something supernatural entirely, and there's no explaining. Some of you will have, for lack of the better words, powers, I guess. You can mess with people's minds. I did that with Lily. I did that with Delilah. They're not going to remember anything that happened. They're going to remember what I told them they remembered. That's something I can do. We'll figure out what you all can do as we go.
Is she okay? Are they okay?
I don't know.
News? Do we know, anything? I know there's a TV upstairs. Not to bring up any bad.
Yeah, most of them are dead. You saw that for yourself.
What do our families think?
I haven't talked to them. That's up to you. You get to control your narrative. Here's what I'm thinking. You either say we say you died in that fire, which is fine. The thing was a mess. A lot of the bodies are unrecognizable. They can't really recover who was what. And that could be it. Your families think you're dead. You start your new journey. Or we say you crawled away from that fire somehow, survived. Someone picked you up, nursed you back to health, and you show up in the next few days with some sort of explanation about what the hell happened. I take that back. You're not going to explain what happened. You're just going to say you don't know what happened, but you're fine now.
Sure.
I would find a new place to live. You're going to want a healthy distance between those you once knew. As again, they can't be showing up during the day looking to talk to you because you will be asleep. You won't be able to go out in the sun. Some things you're just not going to be able to fake. But with enough resources and effort and lying, you might be able to continue on as you were, just different. I would not recommend it, but it's important to remember what makes us human, so I can see the value in it as well. Again, don't let yourselves turn entirely to these monsters, but sometimes keeping loved ones around can just get them hurt. So, again, you don't have to decide now, but some of you are still hungry. All of you are still hungry, from what I tasted. I'm going to need to show you how to feed. Again, you bite, you drink, just enough, not all the way. Lick the wound. Whatever lies you need to tell, whatever you need to do to trick them into thinking it was all okay, or maybe you convince them to just go along with it, that's fine. But the more people know what you are, the more dangerous it is. So be wary. What I've set up for tonight, I recommend you not letting any of them know what you are.
What do you have set up for tonight?
Easy pickings. We'll do that. Once the beast isn't screaming in your mind, we might be able to think clearly about what to do next. Again, I'm sorry this happened to y'all. And my offer still stands if you want a way out. I can make it quick.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah, fine.
I'll give you all a moment. Meet me upstairs when you're ready to go.
Thanks, Jim.
If you have any more questions for me,
Who's behind that door?
none of your business.
Fair enough.
Can you come over here for a second, Mr. Jim?
What is it, Herb?
I'm feeling real bad, man. I don't really want to admit this, but I kind of need a fix, or else I'm feeling real bad, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes our habits and our mortal lives will carry over. Drugs aren't going to work on you anymore. You know that, right? You can't shoot up. You can't smoke. Your body doesn't work that way. Blood
it's no
in.
fucking drag, man.
That's the only thing that goes in anymore. But I will say, if the blood you take in has some of that stuff you need, you'll feel it. Someone's on the stuff you want and you drink from them. That's as close as you're going to get.
Alright. Was there going to be any of this tonight, man?
Yes, there will.
Alright.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, Jim.
fine.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. Meet me. Yeah.
So like none of that stuff, like in the movies. Like you didn't need to invite us in the house. Like we could have just walked in, and
I mean, that depends. I've seen some where that holds true. For most of us, it doesn't.
I didn't expect to see myself in that mirror. Is all.
Oh, well, yeah. Luckily, you're not Lasombra.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
That's another clan. They have no reflection.
Oh, so that is true.
For a particular bloodline, yes.
Okay.
Any other little questions pop in your head, feel free to float them by me. But yeah, I'll meet you upstairs when you're ready. Take your time. Well, a reasonable amount of time.
Sure.
Heads up.
I go to the bathroom and like try to wash up.
Sure.
We all showered already, right? Okay. I'm gonna take a listen to the door.
Which door?
The no door.
You gonna touch it?
No.
Okay.
Not when you say it like that.
No door. You're not gonna touch the no door? Sad time.
You lean in. You listen. Give me a investigation resolve. No. Awareness resolve.
Someone should really be doing this. I have 0 hunger right now, so I just roll.
You should have at least 1 hunger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After feeding last night, you're still at 2
failed.
hunger.
Yeah, we failed at least
Okay,
one.
I thought that.
So you didn't get more hungry, but you still have your 2 left over. Like, that doesn't go away.
Gotcha.
That's why I have 3.
So you're at 2 hunger,
Two
you're at
hunger.
3, you're at
Okay.
2,
I have 2.
you're probably at 2.
So I need 2 hunger in, and it was investigation and
No, awareness resolve.
awareness result. Okay. So 2 successes.
Okay? You lean in as close as you dare, hovering inches from the plain wooden door. You hear a very faint whisper that you can't quite make out, and then it fades. You have no idea what it said. It seemed almost like a breeze, but there were words in there.
Elijah, man, stay away from his shit, man. What are you doing?
I'm just curious, I guess.
Is that the fucking cat? The cat, man.
Which cat? What cat?
Cat that died. Curiosity killed the cat, man.
Yeah.
We
Well, I'm already
might
dead,
be
so.
fucking
As I know
bit-
it's a second joke I made, and
I-
You really looked at me like I was gonna do it over and
am I
over
wrong to
again.
think that maybe he would have?
I'm just gonna
Not
go.
after he told me not
Just maybe
to.
fucking chill.
Yeah, get this over with, man.
You head upstairs,
Yeah, go upstairs.
all of you?
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Again, I'll be the last to go.
Okay. You head up. Jim's there. The old woman's there in the recliner again. He's just sitting on the couch next to her. They're watching some other reality TV show.
Jersey Shore.
You ready to go?
Think so?
Yeah.
Those outfits kind of work for y'all. Look like a dance group or something. Let's go.
I'm not an Adidas.
Give me a performance check. Give me a performance.
I dare you to let me do this.
Leads you out of the door and back to that same van.
No.
Opens up the back for you.
Can I get in the back of the van?
All right. Get in.
I grab Jim after everyone walks in and say, what's going on, Jim?
I'm gonna take you to feed. I'll explain when we're there.
Jim, you know I know more than... You know I know more than what I know. Do you understand me?
I sure don't.
What? Alright, never mind.
Some Alcavian thing kicking in already,
Oh,
or?
shut the fuck up. Just,
Oh, easy.
just help us, but don't hurt them.
Hurt who?
Jim, don't hurt them. I remember things I can't explain, but don't hurt them.
I'll be real honest with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
I've been quite forthright. If there's something you need to tell me,
Oh,
by all
no.
means, I'm all ears.
Just teach us what we need to know.
All right. You sure you're up for this?
Yes.
Okay. Just don't push yourself. She helps you in the back of the van. Slowly closes the door. You four in darkness again. So you feel the van turn on, pull out of the driveway, and begin moving. You're in the darkness for from the set. Sitting in this pitch black again for a while. You feel whatever roads you're on are quite curvy. A lot of back and forth. You guys are sort of. But he's not driving as crazy as he was the night before. You're not being thrown against the walls. You're just a lot of back and forth. A lot of uphill. Then eventually he pulls to a stop. He opens the back. And you see, you're in the country. You're surrounded by trees. There's like a dirt driveway you've driven up. Oh, there's a large two-story house in front of you that you can sort of hear this steady pulsing music coming from. From the outside, it looks quite nice, but you can tell it's in disrepair. He says, there'll be folks in here doing some unsavory stuff, but that should make it that much easier to do what you need to do. Now, in general, you can't really just hunt anywhere, especially in the city. A lot of vampire kindred have claim over domains, territory, and whatnot. A little safer hunting this side of the river, outside St. Louis. But too many incidents, and a smaller population will get suspicious. A friend of mine uses this on occasion, and he's gotten me permission to feed here. I didn't tell him I'm bringing 4 guests. He's not here either. Should be just humans in there. So don't go too crazy, don't make a mess of things, don't get me in trouble. But some more fast food. This is how you eat now. You are predators. It's time to hunt your meals. I have some stuff to do. I'll be back in 1 hour.
I thought you were gonna show us how to do this.
We
man.
bite, we lick.
Bite, drink, lick, don't kill them.
Sounds like a lot of bad parties for me.
When you're that close to them, you'll feel their pulse. You'll know when it's fading. You'll know when you're getting close. There's something about that last sip. You'll know when you're about to take it. Just be careful. If I didn't have some other very pressing matters, I would walk you through it, but it's best that I don't stick around these folk. Again, I'll be back in an hour. You meet me back out here. I will pick you up.
Understood.
There'll be some dangerous folk in here, some unsavory types, but you're powerful now. Not a lot can hurt you. Don't be scared.
Very well.
But don't go overboard. Look out for each other. Do whatever feels comfortable, whatever way seems easiest for you to get your blood. Only you know that. Only you can figure that out. I know what works for me ain't necessarily going to work for you. Understood?
Understood.
Sure.
1 hour.
Looking around this like country area, does it look familiar to me? Do I recognize the house or name of the mailbox or anything?
There's no mailbox.
No mailbox.
You're in the hills, like I said. It's this driveway was crazy steep. You can look back where it loops back down.
Okay.
Trees everywhere. Large house. Like I said, this
Two-story?
low music coming from it. You can see actually behind the house a large tree house as well, where you hear different kind of music coming from. More like live music. Like you recognize guitar. Like someone's playing something up there. You could tell it's probably quite a few people. You see some old beat-up cars, a good collection of them, sort of parked haphazardly in the yard. A few motorcycles as well.
I suppose we just let ourselves in.
There's a few ways to go about this. We let ourselves in, do it quiet, or we...
It sounds like it's a party in here or something. There's some music.
Test our powers. First off, is everybody okay doing this? I want to make sure.
We all got in that van.
I know, but I heard some sobbing in the van. Are you okay, Jordan? I mean, I know none of us are okay. I know this is fucked and this is shitty and this is not fucking real life, but I just want to make sure you're okay.
Does everyone want to still be here? Then we exist as long as we can deal with it.
Here's to that.
I have
Rachel.
two. Right?
Who's Rachel?
It's very dreadful.
That's still not my name.
I know.
That's not my name.
Herb.
They got me.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, guys, I mean, I'm gonna keep living my life, and if this is what it's gonna be, man, so be it.
Same here. I can't let Oliver or Elijah go without me. Or Oliver and Lillian without me. I have to fake it. And if this is what it means to fake it so I can make sure they're okay, then fuck it. This is life now.
I mean, we're still us. I still feel like me, man. So, I can't. I gotta get in there, man.
I go too, because I'm
Find
starving.
that room with the fixins, man. I'm gonna check out this treehouse. If Jordan, you want to come with me, or you want to?
I'll go with her straight into the house.
I follow the rest of the group.
Okay. So you'll
So she
veer
walks.
off, head towards that treehouse.
Sure.
You three go in. Yeah, you two walk in. You stop at the threshold. You've seen a lot of horror movies. You know you have to be invited in. You see them walk in, and you're like, okay, I guess that's not a rule. And you go, but like you physically cannot enter this home.
You coming?
Can you just ask me to come in?
Yeah, please come in.
You feel as if something's holding you back, releases you, and you quickly step in. Inside, this place is terrible. The sparse, ruined furniture. You could hear now different people playing music in different rooms, just sort of low, droning, pulsing music. There's a lot of nonsense graffiti written on sort of the crumbling walls. Random lamps and candles are what's lighting this place. There's no sort of central lighting or anything like that. It's also pretty hot. It's summer and there doesn't seem to be any AC in here. But there's the windows open, letting in a decent breeze. And you walk in and a few eyes flit up to see you and then quickly go back to what they're doing. As you see people huddled in different groups, snorting or shooting something. Some passed out on their own. All seem just vaguely aware of each other's existence of that. Herb, you know what a trap house is. You've seen some pretty rough places. This seems like a pretty low-end place where people get pretty fucked up and sort of left alone, doing some very heavy stuff. You also know these people are often unpredictable, often violent, but also often just out of their mind and might not even know you're passing through.
Yeah, I'll kind of look to the other two and just be careful, guys. If anybody starts acting sketchy, just give them space, all right?
And with that, Elijah, you move around the back. You can hear some people playing. You hear a couple different guitars. People playing acoustic guitar up there, poorly, but kind of your kind of music, your type of music.
Don't say it like that.
You get here. It's probably a good shot. It's a large like tree house. Like again, probably used to be pretty nice. Sounds like there's at least a dozen people crammed in there.
Okay.
It's sort of a sketchy looking ladder leading pretty far up to it.
Sure, I'll climb it.
Sure. You start climbing, and once you get towards the top, the thing was not really set up right. It's almost too straight up, and as you go, it starts leaning back quickly to where the ladder itself is about to fall with you on it, and it's a decent drop. And you instinctively almost like pull up on the ladder, like pulling it off the ground a little bit and like hopping, like straightening it, if that makes sense. Like the ladder's falling, and you pause for a moment, and the ladder's not leaning on anything. It's straight up and down, and you're perfectly balanced holding it.
So you look
around. As one person looks up and goes, fuck. And you just look, and while again, you're high up, and this is a big fucking ladder, it's just instinctually, but you're perfectly balanced. And you just sort of lean forward a little bit, perfectly guiding it back as it falls. And you very easily just walk, barely having to use your hands, just walk up the last few rungs into this treehouse.
That felt good. Is there a door in the treehouse, or is it?
It's just an opening that
no beads or anything?
No. Those were stolen long ago. So you in the treehouse are, and yeah, you see, like I said, it's about 3 people with guitars out. A lot of people just sort of huddled around. Lots of drug paraphernalia out.
What's the age range? My age, older?
A little older.
Okay.
These people are in their 20s, 30s.
Okay.
You don't see any teenagers here. As you come in and some look at you, in your tracksuit, 18-year-old
tracksuit.
Yeah, they sort of look at you, and one dude just like, all right, yeah.
Hey.
The dude who like looked out, he's like, yeah, take a seat, man. That was dangerous out there. Good on you.
Got lucky, man. Heard some tunes playing. Wanted to stop by and see what's going on.
Sure, yeah, we're just jamming here. If you want to join or whatever, I'm Nate.
Nate, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Eli.
Eli. Okay, cool. Yeah. And yeah, he starts sort of jamming. Girl next to him has just been staring at you since you walked in. Just eyes narrowed looking at you.
She look familiar.
She doesn't.
It's kind of. What's going on?
You tell me.
Just here for a party, and
It doesn't seem like your crowd.
it used to be, and I'm trying to get back into it. And I hear music, and I kind of
You like music?
I fuck around with it.
What's your favorite band?
Have you heard of the White Foxes?
I fucking knew it. That's what I recognize you from. God damn it. What the fuck is the White Foxes kid doing here? Some of the people are like, and the dude, Nate, was like, shit, yeah, dude. Fuck.
Hey.
I didn't know you were into. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
a
it makes
lot of-
sense.
yeah,
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, dude, get this dude a guitar, I guess. Are you mind? Fuck.
I don't want to be that
You're the
guy.
White Foxes
You guys
kid.
sound good, so I don't want to like fuck up.
No, I know, but like, you do this too. Fuck.
Sure.
Yeah. And he grabs the guitar from someone else. He's like, yeah, dude, fucking, yeah, let loose. Do your thing.
Okay. You guys know Wonderwall?
If you want to give me a performance charisma.
This is still Blood Dye, right?
Yep.
Performance charisma.
All blood dye, everything.
Sure. Performance. Okay. I have not been rolling great. Until now. 4 successes.
Yeah, you do a really fucking good job. And they're all into it. Even some of them that are sort of skeptical don't seem to really know who you are. Seem to be going along for it. The vibes are in your favor.
Almost deep.
In the house, you 3 enter. And as I said, you just see sort of people. It's very lowly lit, a few candles here or there. People just sort of passed out in their little groups, doing their drug of choice. You 3, young, even in your recently undead state, look much healthier than the people you're seeing around you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look for somebody, preferably with some like needle or some other. Look like they're clearly doing heroin. And they're passed out. I try to very quietly sneak up and take their drugs from them.
Sure. Are you two sticking with him?
Who's sticking with her?
No. I'll try to find a group that maybe is like, I don't know, is like talking to each other at least a little bit,
Sure.
that I can maybe like join in the conversation.
So
with.
you move into, well, the three of you move into a larger sort of big living room area at first before you split up. And as soon as you walk in the room, people who are barely paying attention, all eyes are drawn to Evelyn. As you feel just this presence about you, this allure, and you have everyone's attention in the room. Not a negative thing. They're
That's me.
entranced by you. Even these people who were out of it moments ago are just seemed fascinated by just you being here, which makes it very easy for you to just sort of walk completely unnoticed across all these staring eyes that are fixed on her. You find sort of a bedroom on the side. You look in, and you can see a man passed out on the bed, a needle still dangling in his arm. His eyes are flickering. He's alive, but he's tripping hard. You see someone just sort of nodding a little bit. A woman sitting in the chair on the other side of the room, just sort of like in and out, trying to pay attention, trying to like watch, it seems, like look out for him, but it's barely there. You walked a few steps into the room towards him before even noticing her. You walk and then like you turn and you see that she clearly should notice you, but doesn't. Seems like you've crept right by her and completely silent. And you even like pause, listening to make sure you're not making any noise. And you realize you're not. You're not just being quiet, you're literally making no noise. Even though you can hear other people, the wooden floorboards are very creaky in here. You can hear the footstep everyone takes in this place but you.
I check out the needle. Is there anything that's left in it?
Yeah.
Kind of slowly press the plunger.
Okay. You put the rest. Yeah. Inhale. Let's have that long, satisfied breath. His eyes flicker even more, and he goes. The slight noise he makes, the girl starts to look up a little bit. Give me a wit stealth.
Does he need to use the hunger?
You always use hunger.
Oh, you always use hunger.
One success.
She sort of looks. Hey, you shouldn't be in here. Leave him alone, man.
I just wanted to bum some. Kind of.
No. Go.
Yeah, it's all right. I'd look for more anywhere nearby.
Yeah, you can tell there's more they have not gotten to yet. And they probably shouldn't get to yet.
Yeah, I kind of. Is there any like prepped in a plunger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Grab
One
it.
more needle already ready to go.
Okay, grab it, and I just kind of slowly walk over to her.
Give me a subterfuge composure.
One success.
Yeah, you try very carefully to keep your calm, not have any sort of weird movements, and keep a steady vibe. But she seemed to see you. So, what are you doing with that, man? I'm good.
I just I need that to tie off I kind of point over to her arm.
She just looks at it. What?
I just get closer, like,
Sure. And you were right there for all of this. You're in the doorway watching this.
Not his name.
Herb.
Herb.
kind of look back.
Herb.
Yeah. Hey, maybe, do you want to go wait out there with Loveland?
That's not my
Lovely.
Maybe.
Listen, I want,
Herb. Maybe there's just been too much for all of us.
Pretty fucking
Maybe.
Hey,
Maybe there's just been too much for all of us.
I don't really have a choice here, Jordan, so just go wait out there with Evelyn, okay? Okay.
What else are you wanting?
Don't worry about me, Jordan. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. I kind of go closer to her again.
Sure. Did you do anything, Jordan?
I give him space.
Give him space. He injects her. And you see her eyes sort of look sad and a little worried, but she doesn't really have the physical strength to stop him. She makes eye contact with you. You feel very bad for her. And you just instinctively just say it's going to be okay. You feel the words come out of your mouth, and she looks, it's going to be okay. And you feel some weird connection. You feel some weird hold you took of her mind, and you feel that you just put her at ease. You just put a different thought in her brain. She doesn't realize what's happening here. She's already forgotten about her injecting her. She's fine. She doesn't remember it, and you know that because you willed it so. We're gonna take a break here.
no! What is that?
We'll pick up again shortly to see how the rest of our teens handle themselves in the trap house.
You're a monster. You're a monster.
And we are back. So, Elijah in the treehouse jamming out with his people. Herb shooting up some poor girl. And Jordan discovering that she was able to manipulate this girl's mind to forget what just happened. We go back to the main large room in the middle of this drug house where Evelyn has captured the attention of everyone there.
I want to look and see if there's like a younger dude.
So most people here, it's hard to tell because they all look bad for their age. There's a lot of middle-aged, maybe 30s. There are some 20s. You spot 2 or 3 people that look like they're at least the youngest.
Okay.
Probably younger 20s. Not 18 like you, but as close as you're going to get here. You see a group of them. They don't seem as drugged out as some of the others. They're sort of sitting on some couches and chairs turned in to one another by the front in this entrance to this main large room. you see they're all dressed kind of similarly, like bikers, leather jackets, patches on them. Each of them has the same sort of this blue X symbol on the front. And among them, you can see one of them is younger, easily the most attractive person you've seen here, though that's not saying much. Younger guy, buzz cut, sort of a dark stubble, angular features, very handsome. Next to him is a girl with the short, curly hair, big eyes, septum piercing. She's wearing sort of a leather vest. You can see it's sleeveless, and she's rather athletic, rather toned. And there's another guy, maybe a little older than them, next to them, sort of a baby face with medium hair, a wicked scar sort of above his right eye. Very well built, though. He, more than anyone, everyone's eyes are on you, but he's not hiding the fact that he's just honed in on you and apparently likes what he sees. As you see these three sort of younger people, maybe closest to your age, another one with them who's not young, older, high hairline, stringy hair, just sort of your typical tough biker looking dude, gets up and approaches you quickly.
Yeah, I guess seeing them, I would start to head that way too.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
he meets you before you get too far into the room as Herb. And you see Jordan, you glance over, and she's right there in the doorway, sort of not far from you. You don't see Herb. He seems to have entered that room completely.
Okay. Hi.
Well, you don't look like you belong here. What are you doing here?
I came with a couple friends.
Who do you know here?
Here, my friend Herb. I don't know.
Herb?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know an Herb. Where's Herb?
I don't know. He walked off. I was hoping I could come sit with you guys while.
Who are you? What's your name? Evelyn? That's a nice name, but I don't know you. Are you with them? He points over to Jordan, who's in the doorway. And Jordan, you sort of sense this commotion, a shift in the air, as you've sort of trying to mentally distance yourself a little bit from what's happening in this room with Herb. You look over, and you can see this large, older man sort of very close, talking very quickly and kind of erratically to Evelyn.
Yeah, we walked in together. I was wondering if I could just sit down with you guys, if that's okay.
I mean, just sit. We're not really here just sitting.
Well, I mean.
What do you want? Yeah, come sit.
Blow
Come
off some
sit. Are you
steam.
coming to sit too?
She's coming to sit with us.
Yeah, both of you. Come.
I go over. I want to sit by the guy who's very clearly interested.
Sure. Yeah, that dude, he sees you coming, and he tries to look a little more nonchalant now that you're coming. He has a cigarette. You can tell he's trying to flex a little bit. And he's well built, but he's trying to act a little more casual, although he's clearly just staring at you. They glance at both of you. Both of you are easily the most attractive people in this house. The other guy sort of sits you down. Yeah, so what are you here for? What do you want?
Blowing off some steam, I guess.
Yeah,
And
there's
I'll
a place to
take
do it.
this
It's a place to do it.
I'll take this cigarette out of the guy's mouth.
Yeah, that guy hasn't spoken yet. You know, you take it. He sort of looks, and he
And
sort of
touch
gives you a
his
look.
lip
Yeah,
a little bit, and then I.
Give me a.
Badass. That's badass.
Do some charisma and.
I thought I was a
What do you have
monster.
seduction?
Give her an
Persuasion.
advantage at this
Yeah,
point?
go ahead and do
That's
that.
cool as shit.
4, 5,
Give me a
7.
persuasion charisma.
So 7, 3 are hunger, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're seducing him, so you can add 1 die, since that is your specialty.
It's hard to keep track of them. I have too many in that box.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3, but then a bestial. So, but it doesn't subtract.
It does not
So I
subtract.
have 3
it just counts
successes.
as nothing. 3 successes. That is enough. He seemed sort of already very interested by this allure you had activated. Yeah, and he sort of lingers, leaning in a little bit as you take it and sort of smiling at you. He says, you can at least ask my name before you bum a cig off me.
Seemed like the kind of guy who'd tell me whether or not I asked.
I'm Doc.
I'm
And
Doc.
as he says this, the dude with the shorter hair with the girl says, we call him that ironically. He's dumb as fuck. And Doc just sort of shoots him a look. What the fuck ever. They call me that because, you get in my way, that's most likely you're going to be visiting a Doc. He seems pretty happy with himself for that line. And the other dude and girl just sort of go back to their own cigarettes, sort of chuckling to themselves. And the older dude just looks, says, "Yeah. So what are you looking to do?"
I look to see what she says, and I finish off Doc's cigarette while I wait for Jordan to answer.
Yeah, you could tell you have him trapped at this point. The older dude, the longer hair, receding hair, looks at you. Yeah, so you come to do business, or what's going on? A couple girls like you from the city, got some money, looking to spend it, I assume. That's fine.
Are you looking to spend it?
We don't spend it, we make it. So what are you looking for?
On what?
The fuck you think you are, kid?
What do you make it on?
Do you want something or not? Look, I don't know you, and I don't like you asking questions. You don't ask questions, I ask questions. Tell him. And then the dude who called out Doc says, yes. Tell him what you want to buy. Make it easy. Don't start trouble, girl.
I'm just here for her.
Okay, so what's it going to be? Again, I don't like strangers coming around here just snooping around. If you're here for a reason. What's your reason? What are you here to purchase?
You said it yourself, we're nice girls. Maybe we're looking to get a little roughed up. Look at Doc.
Because, Pipes, I'll handle this one. I'll handle this transaction.
Don't look at me.
It just looks back and forth. I don't know him. I don't know you guys. I don't know
You
who
want
should
money?
be here. Who do you say you know? Herb? I'm gonna look for this Herb dude. And he gets up and
You want money for us
Yeah.
being here? You want us to buy something? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have a wallet? Do I have a way to get? Because I have
and the
money.
tracksuit you were given.
Yeah.
You
The
do not
chain
have
wallet
any
attached to
money.
the tracksuit.
You do not have any
No.
cash
Okay,
on
never.
you.
Yeah, then I wouldn't have said that. I would just.
Yeah. What?
You know Lilith?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Lilith and Herb. All right. And he goes quickly. You could tell he's uneasy, a little shaky, very sweaty.
He's so nervous.
With that, the guy and the girl sort of laugh. He ain't nervous. He's just on something. Pipes don't get nervous. I'm a little less paranoid than him. But I am a little more curious too. What's a couple girls like you, pardon the trite expression, doing in a place like this?
I don't know. Looking to make my dad mad.
Here, Doc, choke a little bit. I mean, let the girls relax, man. We need to be grilling them here. They're just here having a good time, right? You're trying to relax. We can all relax, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's somewhere you like to relax?
Somehow?
I look at Jordan like, okay. Are you going for this?
Yeah,
I look
you
at
can tell the Doc dude's like wide eyes looking at you and looking at the dude. And at this, the dude gets a little defensive, coming on pretty strong. You could go ahead and give me a persuasion or subterfuge. Depends if you're trying to be forthright or trying to manipulate him a little bit. Go ahead and do a manipulation with that.
Persuasion. So I'm gonna roll as many dice as I have in persuasion, correct?
Yes, that plus manipulation at the top.
4 and then.
And don't forget to make one of those a hunger, or 2 of those a hunger die.
2 of those hunger dice.
3
So I have
successes.
3 successes.
That was enough. He seems a little defensive at first because a couple very beautiful, clearly not drug-addled women being pretty forward with a rather rough group. But sometimes a good thing is just a good thing. He relaxes a little bit.
Sometimes it's a great thing.
And the girl he's with sort of looks at him, smiles a little bit. He goes, what were your names again?
Evelyn?
Evelyn.
Jordan.
Jordan. Doc has already introduced himself. They call me Buzz. And this here is my lamb chop. She just nods. And if you're looking to relax, let's relax. He gets up. Let's find a clean spot. There he starts walking off. Lamb chop lingers for a moment, looks at each of you, and then follows him. Doc is just looking at you. Like, we're going right. Do you follow? Okay. Back in the treehouse.
Now I want to see this play out.
You're jamming, and some of these people haven't heard of White Foxes. Well, it's a little bit of an old. You're definitely popular with people your age.
Sure.
Up and coming. These don't seem like the type that are into like sort of indie, a little more lesser known whatever stuff. They're the Skinner, give me the classic stuff.
Sure.
But they're digging it. And this guy, Nate, his girlfriend, who he introduced as Sam, they're fans of yours. Not like super fans, they don't know all your shit, but she sort of recognized you, and
Sure.
they're excited that you're here. And they're getting the others, like, no, like, yeah, like, he seems sort of lame as fuck, but like, this guy's got an old soul, like, listen. And they're talking you up, and you're performing well. You're doing a good job. You're definitely not doing your more pop punky stuff. You're giving them a little bit. You're a good guitar player, and you're playing to the crowd.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, man, Dwight Foxes, I'll check them out for sure. For sure. You play in the city, I'm there.
You got like November Rain?
Do what?
You guys like November Rain?
What?
All right. Well, this has
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're just sort of feeling it and stuff. And you don't see anyone doing anything too hard up here. Most of them are
Is anyone drinking?
smoking weed. All of them are drinking. There's bottles
All of them are drinking.
all over the place.
Who looks the most liquored up?
Nate actually is pretty drunk.
Okay.
You could tell a lot of them got up here, got fucked up, and are kind of stuck here because they're a little afraid of the downward trip without hurting themselves.
Okay. How many people are in here? You said a dozen?
Mm-hmm.
I'll end November Rain, the 9-minute song. Nate.
Yeah.
It's been fucking awesome.
Fucking, yeah, jamming with Elijah, man. This is fucking nuts. At this place, hey, man, rock and roll lifestyle, dude.
Lifestyles
You're in it now.
Lifestyles to keep it going. So let's
Yeah.
grab a few more brews.
Yeah, dude. I got you the rest of the night, for sure.
Let's head down. Let's get some. Everybody keep the party going. You and me. Let's do this thing, huh?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
All right. I'll go head down first.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you're
Again,
getting
rickety ladder, you have perfect balance.
Okay, I'm gonna
You
just
guide
keep it-
him down easily.
Sure, yeah.
And he gets to the bottom, stumbles, he's sort of leaning on you a little bit. He's like, man, fuck. If I had service out here, man, I'd be like recording this shit, and I'd be like, what?
You know what? Well,
We don't.
I know, but it's
For real, though, give me your number, dude. And like, fuck, dude. Like, let me know when you're doing stuff. I'll let you know when I'm doing stuff. You need like a dude? Does your band have a dude, like a hookup dude? That could be me.
we kind of have a buddy of mine.
That's fine. That's not. It's whatever.
No, it's
We're
cool.
here
It's cool.
enjoying
It's
the
cool.
time. Yeah.
But follow our Instagram and our Twitter, and you can catch up with shows.
Those are my 2 favorite sites.
They're apps, but
2 favorite apps. Fuck, dude. Yeah.
They're also websites.
okay.
You said that.
Too many things.
Let's go grab some beers, man.
Yeah, he follows you. He's in.
All right, we'll go grab some beer, some inside the house or whatever.
Sure.
Make as little impact as we can, and then walk back out.
Yeah, he's leaning on you. He's drunk as shit, high as shit. But in the best of spirits. He's so happy to be with you.
Then I'll find an empty room.
Yeah. You go through the rooms, you look in. Some people passed out, some people still shooting up, whatever, and you find an empty room. Bathroom. Close it behind you.
You might want to just stick the finger on the throat. You'll feel a lot better. We'll keep the party going, man.
Oh, I hate puking.
Here, splash some water in your face.
Okay, yeah. Get some water. He's like, man, he's just slurring at this point. You can barely understand what he's saying.
At this point, I'll bite into him.
Monster! Yeah.
You're the first one.
He's drunk and he's just like, where the fuck are you doing? Whoa, shit. And where'd you bite?
I'll bite on the neck. Classic horror movie.
That's what they do in the movies. That's where the blood is. You get weirdly intimate, but
I was
drunk.
His neck and
you feel his energy, like he's feeling good. That resonates in his vitae, his blood.
do I
You
feel
drink
that
from
liquor
him. A little bit. You feel a little bit of that buzz
That's
hit
what-
you too.
that I kind of miss?
Yeah, and he's fucked up, and he's just sort of going with it. His eyes. He gets a little bit limp. You hold him, easy.
Mhm.
You're strong. This dude's not very big, and you drink. You were at hunger 3. You're at hunger 2. In a short time, you're down to hunger 1. Do you want to keep drinking?
No.
Easy enough. You slate that little bit of hunger that was bubbling up. You still have it under the
back.
surface. You want to keep going, but you know that would cross a line that's still very, very clear within you.
Keep my humanity.
You lick the wound.
I'll lick the wound.
You see the 2 fang marks close up. You lick a little bit of the excess blood. And he's just sort of out of it still. He's conscious, but
I'm gonna set him
Drunk as
near the
hell.
toilet.
yeah. He
and
goes.
with the lid and stuff.
Yeah. He
Um,
assumes the position and he starts puking a little bit.
And I'm just gonna be down next to him and. All right, Jim. I don't know. You said we have powers.
Who's Jim? Nate, dude.
Nate.
Dog.
This has been real fun, man. Jamming with you. We went in to get a few beers. You started to stumble.
You start to
And then-
stumble.
I'm in the deep end. I took you to the bathroom. You started puking. That's all. That
I'm
happens.
in the bathroom.
You're in the
now.
bathroom, but that's all that happened, right? Because I really need you to forget everything that just
Why
happened.
are these foxes? Finish the song.
That's not my song. It's just my band name.
Why are these foxes? Finish the song.
I'm in the deep.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's barely paying attention to what you're saying. He seems.
I'm trying to
You're confident that he's not gonna really know what happened.
Okay, I'm trying to pull a Jim and make him think something else is happening to cloud his memory, to forget what just happened. I don't know I have the power, but I saw Jim do something like it. That's
Absolutely. Let's. Is that a rouse check? I don't remember.
It is not a rouse check. By uttering the phrase "forget," I can dominate a victim to forget the current moment.
I would have wrote it if it was, if there's a check. Okay.
No
Yeah.
required. Yeah.
You say, yeah, forget. We just had a good time here. He says, absolutely. And for a moment, this clarity, you cut through his drunken state. And this clarity just enough for him to firmly understand that that did not happen.
All right,
You
Nate.
saw Jim do it. You just did it. You felt it take hold. It felt a little weird, manipulating his mind, but man, that's crazy that you can do that.
Yeah, I'll kind of take it back, like, kind of surprised it actually fucking worked. Nate, you're getting sick. I'm gonna go find Nate Dog. I'm gonna go find your girlfriend.
Same dog.
Sick. S Dog. And we'll get you back in the treehouse, man. But I got to deliver the rest
He's
of the
asleep.
Perfect. And I'll just like grab the rest, like a handful of beers, and like go back to the treehouse and like tell
Herb.
Sam.
Herb, you've now pushed the plunger in this other girl. You saw Jordan say something to her, and she seemed upset. She seemed sort of afraid, panicking, starting to panic a little bit about what was going on. And then it all went away with Jordan's phrase. And now her eyes flutter, and she sort of in the semi-conscious state, along with the man on the bed. You can hear conversation right outside. You hear that dude talking to Evelyn and Jordan, but it's sort of background noise to you right now.
Yeah.
You take a deep breath. You don't need to breathe, but you inhale, you smell. And you can smell the drugs in each of their systems. It's very enticing.
Yeah, I yank out the syringe. I bite right into the arm there.
Absolutely. She's, for all purposes, asleep. As you take the wound already on her arm, one of many track marks, you begin to drink the blood that some would consider tainted, but it's just what you need. It's been a long 24 hours, and you feel sort of the dulling sensation of this heroin and the blood mixing with your own. How much are you going to drink?
A lot.
Are you going to take the final sip? You drink, your hunger goes down to 1. You feel not completely satisfied, but content for now. But there's still something gnawing. And you know if you push it past that point, you know it would be taking her life. But it would also be the first time you felt content since this happened to you.
I keep going.
Okay. You take the final sip. You feel her pulse slow, fade. You feel her pulse in you. And it feels so good. This is the best you have felt since you have been turned. Go ahead and put a mark on your humanity that we will deal with later. And she fades. She was already on the brink. We just gave her that last little push. The beast is satisfied. You've never felt more clear. Your brain, that brain of yours, is working again. It's working. You're starting to put pieces together. You got a lot of decisions to make, and now it's easier to make them. You're not worrying about eating. You're not worrying about feeding. You just got to worry about your next step, and you can finally do so. No one seems to have noticed. She's just another OD victim, as far as most will probably be concerned.
Yeah. I just leave the room to rejoin Jordan.
The room completely silent. You two were brought upstairs to not a nice room by any means, but nicer. There's no people passed out in the corners. There's a little less graffiti. There's not trash in here. More furniture sort of spread out. This room actually has a decent view. It's sort of at the front of the house, but at the top, with one wall is all windows, and you can see out. Like I said, you're at this house on the hill, and you can see out into just the trees and the night sky on the beautiful rolling countryside sprawling out, completely unaware of the depravity going on in this place. Buzz leads the way, lights up a joint, passes it to Lamb Chop as they get comfortable on one of the couches. Doc is not leaving your side. He's trying to play it cool, but very excited. This is all. Usually doesn't come this easy. I mean, he's very confident in himself, and if anyone were to ask, he's a ladies' man. But this is what how he pretends to be with other people is actually it's working. They relax, take some hits. Lamb Chop grabs some beers, sets them out. What would you guys like to do? Lamb Chop and sort of leaning on Buzz, sort of flirtatiously, intimately, but her eyes just keep flicking back and forth between you two. Buzz is keeping his cool, just sort of surveying the situation, establishing his domain, waiting to see what happens. Doc is just waiting for any sign that he may proceed with the next step. What did the two ladies do? Our sirens.
Oh, plural. I lean over to Doc and I go kiss him on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Give him just the little bit of bait he needed.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
he grabs you for the full makeout, and he just starts making out with you. Quite rough, probably a little too rough. You ease him up a little bit. He tries to play cool a little bit. And
I would ease him up by kissing slowly down too.
Yeah, you feel
His
him.
penis.
And we'll cut there, ladies and gentlemen.
You feel him tremble with anticipation as he pulls his attention for you for just a moment to look at Buzz, who just nods. He says, "There's another room, actually," and pulls you out.
Cool.
It's you, Buzz, and Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop goes, "I feel like you're a bit in over your head. Or this is exactly where you want to be." It makes me a little nervous, actually.
You're nervous?
We don't get people like you in here. I would say very often, but really never. You know who we are?
Who are you?
We're not good people.
Perfect.
I have a feeling. She stops short. Buzz sort of gives her a look. And she takes your hand and leads you over to the couch with her and Buzz.
I prefer music. You got any?
Buzz gets up. I will acquire some musical ambiance. Ladies, if you'll excuse me. And he leaves the room.
Hey guys, where do you need music? Jordan!
She leaves the room. Or he leaves the room. It's you and Lamb Chop now.
Do you have any preferences?
You. She goes in for a kiss.
She reciprocates.
Okay. So, you pulling Doc into one room, you alone with Lamb Chop for a moment. Are you two going to feed?
Yeah.
Fucking siren.
Buzz doesn't return. He leaves you alone with Lamb Chop. You do hear music floating in from the hall
A
after a
gentleman.
little bit. He seems to
He
give you
is a
his space.
gentleman. Wow.
Lovely.
He knows. He knows Lamb Chop so well.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Doc's just so excited. So he's really trying to play it cool like he does this all the time, but he's thrilled. You've made his
Doctor
night.
is in.
He says that.
We all leave. We just leave.
How
Party
much do
shit.
you drink?
I won't take the last sip, but I go close.
Okay, each of you, your hunger is down to 1.
Down to 1.
As in the throes of however far you wish to go with these individuals, there's some sort of kinky-ish biting that turns into real biting, turns into a little bit of drinking that they seem elated with. And then things wind down. The wounds are licked closed. They sort of just fade out in their ecstasy, just pure bliss, leaving you to exit. And all of you eventually, as time is now getting close to the hour. Yes.
I was mistaken. The cloud memory. It's a roll if it's a resisting victim or another vampire, but I don't think he's resisting.
Most mortals aren't aware and aren't able
I
to
feel like,
resist.
yes, he was pretty hammered. I just want to be clear.
Mhm.
Rule people. So.
Yeah. Nope. Okay. You all gather outside the front door. All of you less hungry. One of you not hungry at all. A few moments later, the van comes up the hill.
How's everyone feeling?
I just made a biker really happy.
Yeah?
Okay.
Feel a lot better, man.
You look a lot better.
Yeah, thanks.
Jordan?
I'll do for now.
Right on.
Okay. Jim pulls up, rolls on the window. Everyone doing all right? You look better.
Yeah, thanks to a few tricks.
Feel a little more comfortable now.
I wouldn't say comfortable.
Well, you know what you're doing a little more now.
I guess that's more the way to put
Doesn't need to be a traumatic experience each time. Do what you're good at. Get your blood. You're good at that.
Sure.
All right. With that, put you in the back of the van again. Drives you back to the home. You're brought back to the basement. Have you made any decisions about once you're in the basement, settled? We'll sit down there with you. You can tell it's cleaned up in there now. Mostly. It's made it more presentable.
The statue's still there?
No. Do you know what you'd like to do? I guess the first step is, will you go on as something else? Or you plan on hanging on to the life you had?
I mean, I, for one, am not gonna let something like this derail everything I had going on for me, man. I mean,
You know what you're going to tell your folks?
I bailed on the prom altogether, and I was out with buds, and I had to go find Delilah.
You know what you're going to tell Delilah?
No, man, but she'll be all right. She's cool.
You trust her?
She'll stick with me
That's good.
through anything, man.
Evelyn,
My brother moves out of the house. It's not actually his, it's mine. Like, it's in my name. He moves out, supposed to be after graduation, but he's not attached to it. I could probably convince him to leave early, and I think I'll I'll stick with Evelyn Gibson. She's got me this far, right? So I'm gonna stick around here and, I don't know, tell my parents I'm going to film school online or attending something, you know, in a different country. Weird hours.
Girl your age with their own house, that's quite a boon. It's should make things quite easy, actually. Do you have room for the rest of these?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys know the place. All of you.
For now, maybe it's best you set up at Evelyn's abode. I'll check on you there, work on some things, but it'll be safe for you there if it's truly just yours. Just a brother to deal with. Should be easy enough.
Yeah. He's been ready to move out.
Elijah.
That's who I am. That's who I'm gonna stay.
You're gonna stay Elijah. You're gonna be a vampire musician.
Cliche.
Not
No.
cliche at all. It's a very dangerous route for a kindred.
It's not the route I want, but I can't. I have too many people that I can't say bye to quite yet.
If you're a band, your music, your all that's that important to you, it's worth hanging on to. Might save your life one day.
It is. It's important.
Jordan.
I have a foster mom, but I can move on easily enough. It's an easy transition.
Nothing's easy, darling, but it's a hard decision to make, but I believe you are making the right one. It will be easier in the long run, I should say. What will you need to get started? Is there anything I could help you with?
I have a job.
I mean, silly as it is, money's still very useful for our kind.
It's a weird thing as an undead person, but I think I have an inheritance coming to me. It may be very, very little, and that's fine as well.
You would have received it by now. You're 18. You would have come into your parents' life insurance money, as their parents are both dead in that car accident. I mean, you haven't been 18 for long, so it's been sort of a recent thing. You haven't really done anything with it yet, but you have money, yeah. But that money is attached to Jordan Quick, so you'd have to do something as far as...
I would need to establish a human personality.
Sure.
Um,
But you know some people.
But I know some people.
You might be able to do that.
I establish the relationships I need to in order to gain that money, but minus the notoriety.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you have a way, like I said, if there's anything I can help with, by all means. Otherwise, I guess Jordan Quick will officially be dead. Once we get everything moved around to whatever new persona you decide. I did the same. I understand. Well then, let's well, you don't really have much here. I think it's best to get settled in your home, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there to visit you each night for a while. We'll start looking at the bigger picture stuff. Start thinking about what you're going to tell your family. Sounds like some of you already got that figured out. If there's anything I can do to help, I will. And then we'll see how things unfold. see how you're able to transition into your new lives.
That woman upstairs, the TV, she kindred?
No.
But you trust her.
With my life. She's very forgetful. Sad, really. Dementia. Family doesn't come around no more. But I'm here for her. To make the best of things.
That's awfully nice. I used one of your techniques that you used on Lily and Delilah to kind of,
Tapped into one of your disciplines.
I guess, yeah. I didn't think it was going to work, but it actually did work.
Yeah, the Bruja can do that, I guess. A lot of them more about physically getting their way.
Sure.
But you have that ability, don't forget it. Brute force won't always get you through. But Bruja know how to make it work for them.
Again, I had to ask on both our accounts, have you heard anything in the news about Lily or Delilah being...
Get settled in at Evelyn's. You'll be able to watch the news from there and see how things unfold. Right now, it's a mystery. They don't know what happened. It was a party that went out of control. A fire spread. Some confirmed dead, some missing. Lily, as you know, is not among them. You rescued her. Delilah as well. I'm sure they're with their families or something.
Thanks again, Jim.
Like I said, I can't help but feel. Well, I'm not responsible. People try to use you to get to me. And we will get to the bottom of that soon.
And then we'll make them pay.
I hope so. I sincerely do. Now, I'll give y'all a ride to her place.
It's daylight out right now, Jim.
It's still dark. You have some time.
What day of the week is it?
Sunday. Prom was Saturday. This is Sunday night.
Sure.
So he's
Actually, I take
day
that back.
off.
Prom was Friday night. This is Saturday night.
Still got the day off.
All right. You gather. I mean, you didn't have much. If you want to take your bloody prom clothes, you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do.
He smashed your phones.
Cal has to get a burner if possible, if he has the means to.
I'll be able to get something to your place. And he drives you to Evelyn's house. Because I'll be here tomorrow night. Find somewhere very dark to sleep. No windows, no nothing. You don't want to take any chances. Understand?
Yeah, man.
There's a pretty good place for that.
All right. See y'all tomorrow night. Drops you off. Drops you off at the street. You have a gate. You know the code to. You get in. You make the walk up the driveway together to this large, very old mansion.
Does your brother have better clothes than...
Yeah.
Can I fit into it?
This car's there. A few. One of them tricked out. One of them pretty nice. Not pretty nice in the sense that like a young dude who tricked out his car. Not like a classic
Like one
luxury.
of his friends.
Maybe, yeah.
Do I recognize any of the cars?
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually not there.
There's some lights on inside. It's very late, but
Let me maybe go do the talking.
Should we go
'Cause-
with you and let you do the talking? Or would it be weird that you have friends outside waiting to come in?
I mean, it's weird that I'm here, right?
I mean,
This is your house, right?
Yeah, and her school just.
Oh, yeah. our
We're missing
school.
people.
We're missing, and it's been on fire.
Are
you don't know whose cars those are?
Probably just my brother's friends.
How many cars are there?
You think you're...
Like,
3.
I mean,
Three.
do you know how many parties I throw here? He throws just as many.
yeah, but this part looks lame. There's 3 cars.
Alright. Okay. It just seems kind of weird. Your brother be throwing a party if you're missing.
On a Sunday, no less.
Saturday.
He might just have people. It's Saturday, yeah.
Well,
I mean, he might just have
it's pretty
people
late.
over.
It's probably Sunday by now, so be fair.
Technically.
You're one of those technical people who calls us undead now. Just
Are just
I don't
you
know.
going in or all of you going?
Let me check it out. You you
Otherwise,
guys can come
are
in if you want. But
You tell us what you come.
Waiting
It's your
in the
house.
how close is it to sunrise?
You don't have a lot of time.
Just come on in. Just
Okay.
I mean, if you don't think any of this is weird, though, I mean, should be
I mean, it's-
careful.
You can just go down to the basement right away.
Where's
I
that-
just don't know where they're gonna be, but
Where's
it's
that?
okay.
Where's a windowless room we can hide out for a little bit?
There's a dark room in the basement where film develops. You guys can sleep there.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
We'll meet you down there.
Sounds good.
You guys head in. Doesn't look like a big party or anything. Like no one's upstairs.
Okay.
You head downstairs to show them the film room and the theater room. You can hear a movie playing from in there. You can hear laughing. You can hear people are watching a movie. And like I said, it's not a theater, but it's a pretty large room. Could probably sit 30-ish. That has like the old school actual projector film
Okay.
that they run that your grandpa used to screen movies at. In here.
Okay, so I would usher them back into so are they all?
You'd probably have to cross this room
Yeah.
to get to
Yeah.
the dark room.
Okay, but we're in the basement, so we should be good, right? Like window-wise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no windows in
Okay.
this room.
I'll get you guys in there in a little bit, but gonna go come back from the dead.
Sure.
Are you guys going in with her or?
We'll let
I would
do-
tell
we'll
her
let
to
do
stay there.
thing. Dead man walk.
Sure. You walk in and you see they're watching Frankenstein or Wolfman. They're watching Wolfman.
Nice.
The classic is on. You can see a handful of people. Their silhouettes from this. You hear the sound of the reel playing this black and white movie on the screen. You recognize one of the voices as your brother, laughing, having a good time with some others. And you see most of these people are sort of sitting in the same row. At a quick glance, you would guess 6 or 7.
Okay.
As soon as you're sort of in there, and you guys are sort of on the outside before she even closes the door, one person stands up immediately. You see a silhouette. He turns, seems to have noticed just you opening the door. What's up?
Hi.
You kind of recognize the voice as all of you have spoken to this individual. It's JC. It's the guy that you set up the drug deal for, who was at your party before. You caught him going through some of your stuff and kicked him out. You also saw him with some people very late at the party that Autumn went missing from. Yeah, he looks, he's just sort of looking. You can tell he can't really see you because of, you're in the back of the room, the light shining towards him. Put his hand out.
It's Evelyn.
Shit. And then with this, you recognize her brother stand up and turn around too. Evelyn, what the, shit.
Go hug him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah. He goes, and the rest sort of get up. You could tell they're all younger 20s, about JC's age. They all get up and sort of file. They look a little rough type, sort of strict, but not like hardened criminals or anything. You can tell they just run with a rough crowd. Yeah, they come up too, and we're still looking around like, shit, man. And yeah, your brother wraps you up in a hug. Told you. I thought you were dead. What?
Yeah, I thought it might end up that way too.
Are you okay? You're fucking freezing. And he lets you go a little bit and sort of looks at you.
These two when I'm dying.
Yeah. I'm just kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah, fuck, man. I'm just glad you're back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is my best friend JC. This is the crew. I hope you're cool with them. I mean, it's my it's your. Anyway, yeah, they're hanging out. Shit, yeah. Who? She sort of looks back and can see them sort of in the doorway. You brought friends?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was the smoke or how we got out, but we did, and somebody took us in and drove us back here after we...
You see JC has gotten quiet. He's just very carefully looking at each of you.
Hearing that she's frozen, can I blush alive?
Go ahead, give me a rouse check.
Nothing.
That means you failed the rouse check, which means you get hungry.
Oh.
Add 1 hunger.
See you, JC.
JC goes, so, you're all right.
I'm alive, right?
Are you?
Yeah. No, I'm...
Looks that way.
Here.
I'll have to admit, didn't expect to see you here.
I mean...
Any of you.
Did anyone else make it out?
Some.
That's good.
That's good.
It's pretty weird to see you here. I didn't know you chilled with everyone's little brother.
Older brother.
Older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Whatever.
pretty close. Really close, actually.
That's cool. I didn't mean to interrupt your movie night.
Nah, it's cool. So what are you guys up to? What are you doing here?
I just said to drop us off here. We got a big house.
Who drops you off here?
Her name was Mary. I don't really know.
You know, Uber drivers, man.
Give me manipulation subterfuge.
Me?
If you're helping her, go ahead and add 1 die to that.
Yeah, I'll help her.
Add 2. Well, are you saying anything? What are you saying?
Fuck yourself.
That's the old Jordan. No, I want to add something about
Oh
the
wait, I
fact
get a
that
7 because he helped me.
we're super
Yeah, I
happy
got
to be
6, so
back
now
in a loving family.
Well, he's specifically asking who drops you off. Are you just chiming in with that
We're-
respect?
It was our...
He said Uber driver. So
Add 1 die.
I never-
Jordan's,
no,
she's
Jordan
trying to get
can't-
in,
She
but...
can't get it together. She can't get it together.
I've never went to Uber
One
driver.
die. Add your 1 hunger.
Yeah, I did. It's in there.
Okay.
That's a very thin thing. Thin thing
1,
to
2,
add.
3.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Okay. Where?
I want to, like,
Can you call mom and dad? Look at my
He
brother.
looks at JC. JC shakes his head, and her brother looks back at you. Sorry, sis.
Why? What?
JC goes, what? May I? And
What?
he sort of approaches you.
Hey,
Puts
what?
a hand out.
No, I just got fucking home. My school burnt down. I want to go to sleep.
And he reaches out, like just not choking you, but it's like touching your neck.
Can I? No.
Bro's right. You need to warm up.
Yeah.
He's looking at the rest of you really carefully now. Let's get to business here. I didn't think you'd be back. I was told you would not be back. And I wouldn't... You know what? This could still kind of work.
What can work?
You need someone to show you the ropes.
The housewarming party.
I could do that. I've been where you are. Not that long ago.
Who told you we won't be back?
Yeah.
Here's your options. Join my crew. I can show you what's up. We could all sort of use this place. It's got sort of everything we need, you know. It's a good spot to set up. You follow my lead, you guys will be all right. I'll take care of you.
I'm gonna approach right next to her, and put a bit of.
Muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
What do you-
Appreciate like the offer and stuff, but like, yeah, I don't really run in crews. You know, I've always been more of a solo entrepreneur, man.
What is this hat that you are looking for?
Look,
Let's stop being around the bush, right?
voice gets a little deeper. This ends for you real quick, and all this craziness goes away before you even had time to make the best of it. Or you fall in line and you make something of yourselves. And you feel this just dark presence about him, this sort of daunting, this air of authority about him that he's not had before. His pretty chill demeanor being very serious, very authoritative. Everyone give me a resolve plus composure.
If I have unswayable mind.
You
good?
and Herb, I believe you add a dice to it.
Okay, so we get resolve and what else? Sorry.
Resolve plus composure.
And does Potence do anything?
So one of our dice
Gain a
is
die from
You get
feeding.
one extra die, yeah. So you two get one extra die for unswayable mind.
I get another die from feeding last.
That's true.
and then one of our dice is replaced with.
Whatever your
Your
hunger
die?
die is, yeah,
Okay.
replace one. So resolve plus composure. You add 2, you add 1 extra dice.
4 successes.
You have no hunger dice, the rest of you have 1. 4 successes?
Yes.
1 success.
1 success. 2 successes. Jordan?
All of my dice are blank but one.
So 1 success.
One
So
success.
One success.
1, 4, 1, 2. Jordan and Evelyn, immediately you feel a fear. You realize this dude means business. You realize this dude's not someone to be fucked with. You know not to really trust him. You don't necessarily, you're not on his side, but you are suddenly very much not wanting to be on his bad side. Elijah, Herb, you realize there's something about him that he's trying to sort of bully you, intimidate you into submission, but you're not buying it.
You done with the games, JC? Maybe we can talk one-on-one.
You with me or are you against me? It's as simple as that.
Who are you with? Who do you align yourself with?
Me. I'm in charge here.
In charge here? The house or...
The house, the domain. This is my turf now. You can get in line and get out of my way.
And what about her brother in the lot?
Folks. It's like, I'm a JC.
So they know what you are.
What's that?
I should have cracked my knuckles a little bit.
Alright, everyone.
Can I do it? Can I like check? I assume the only light source in this room is the projector.
Mhm.
Can I look for the quickest way to kill the projector?
Looking around, I mean, that's in a different room. That's essentially like a little like
That's a
room
box.
up there. But you've moved in a little bit and you can see it behind you. And you can see someone up there. You see an older man, thin mustache, just standing there, looking at you. You sort of look at him. And you intend to turn the projector off? Is that what you're like feeling? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah.
Okay. The old man, very nice suit, looks at you, nods. And he turns and the projector, the reels start going and it starts cutting and the light flashes a little bit.
When that
Starts
happens, I'm
going
gonna
off.
put myself in front of her completely
Sure.
at this point.
Okay.
You hear JC go, Let me take care of these fools. Your brother just scrambles away. You can see there's a very large dude, this bruiser type guy next to him who sort of stepped up as you stepped up by Evelyn. Evelyn, you hear there's 3 others, 2 other guys, and there's a girl. These 2 guys step up, and the girl's behind them, and you heard very distinctly the sound of metal scraping metal, the sound of a knife being unsheathed. And you pinpointed exactly to this girl standing behind these other 2 guys next to JC. Your senses pick this up acutely, and you know that sound of, you don't see it, but you heard this girl pulls out a knife.
Can I get to that sound?
Hang on. Jordan, give me a rouse check. Just roll a dice.
Oh, yeah,
If it's a
warehouse
success,
days,
you're not
It's
hungry.
okay. Just take him out.
You don't get more hungry. You look at one of these 2 people in front of the girl. You just make eye contact with one of these guys. And you feel this connection. And you know whatever you tell him to do, he will do. And with that, it gets pitch black in here. Give me a strength brawl.
Yes!
All right. Oh my God, 0 successes.
No! No!
It's strength brawl, right?
Yep.
Do you have any vamp?
Could
Higher
use
stuff.
willpower too.
You do add your potence to this. Your potence rating.
Oh, I do have my potence.
You instinctively, your blood boils a little bit as the beast lurches forward, getting ready for a fight.
Okay, so I do add 2 more.
Get a critical.
1 success. Do I have the will to use a willpower?
I mean, you have willpower.
You can spend
I know
spend
what
it to
to use
re-roll
it.
3 dice. Yeah,
Sure. And I will do such.
I would recommend it.
Does it have to be blood? Or
It cannot be blood.
cannot be blood?
It has to be
Tight.
the
Or
other one.
hunger, whatever. Got it.
Yes!
Hmm.
That's 5 now.
5 to everything. 5?
Yep. Which still isn't great for the amount that I had to roll. But I'll take it.
As soon as it goes dark, you see JC step up, just lunging at you with the fist in the air. You just go. You punch back, getting your hand up. You block his and crack. He's solid, but you felt a little give, and you hit him. You hit him hard. What do the rest of you want to do?
Is it so it's dark?
It is now pitch black in here.
I want to try to get to the girl with the knife. I hear it. I want to try to follow the sound as best I can, and then
Sure. Give me a wits awareness.
Okay.
Well, then what do you want to do? Tell me what you want to do totally first. Sorry.
And I just want to try to catch her off guard and get it out of her hand.
You know there's 2 guys in front of her. She's purposely using them as cover. You have to get through these 2 guys to get to her. There's a little bit of an opening now that JC has lunged forward that you might be able to slip through. It'll be hard in the dark, but you might be able to do it. Your senses are just alive right now. You can't see, but you can hear so well. You can smell, and you still think you might be able to get there.
Is there a way that I could go back around? Like, if there's like the chairs, the aisles, that I could crawl under them to try to get there.
So
Like, it
you
would
guys
take
are
longer.
in the back of the room. So she's right there. You essentially you can make a straight shot. You could slip through that space that JC just left by lunging forward in their sort of standoff line.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Just like catch her off balance to try to knock it, I guess.
Okay, I'll say
I don't.
your
really
auspex
know.
is on. Your heightened senses are on.
Yeah.
You know where she is. You could go ahead and give me a. What are you trying to do? Grab the knife or hit her?
Either way, I'm not gonna be good at it. I think I'm trying to get the knife
Sure.
because I want to end up with it.
Sure. Give me a dex brawl.
That's
Go.
gonna be 2 dice, and one of them is a hunger. It's cool, I got willpower. So I just need a crit on one of these.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I'm gonna do, I guess, one success. It's not worth the will. Never mind. One success isn't gonna save
Leave
me.
yourself aware.
Yeah.
You lunge forward in the dark. You could kind of hear. You reach. You just grab nothing.
Okay.
Jordan, or actually, it's an opposed roll. You take 4 superficial damage.
Okay.
As a vampire, you half all superficial damage, so you take 2.
2.
You go, you reach, you get nothing, and you feel a slice across your face.
Okay.
It bites. What normally would be horrific doesn't hurt as bad as it should at all. Like if someone cut your face normally, that would suck. But you're fine. You're still ready to fight. You two.
I want to like slip behind JC and like and try to hit him.
Do you have off specs? You don't have heightened senses though.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be tough, but you could go for a swing. You know roughly where he is. Strength roll. I'll keep this on successes. It'll be down to multiple people.
None.
None? Yeah, you go, you swing, and you just whiff. You kind of barely catch his back a little bit as you were just way off target. Jordan, you know, even in the dark, your words carry power. Wherever you tell one of these people that were sort of standing off in front of the girl with a knife, he will listen. He's mesmerized.
Bow down.
Fuck. Bend the knee.
I'm so excited. Bend the knee. Yes, exactly.
Alright,
We all
I'll bend the knee.
We all stop. Like, wait, is
Everyone.
she? We're getting in the middle of a fight, and Jordan's quoting Game of Thrones at us right now.
She's doing that thing again.
Very
She's just really excited about the new trailer.
authentic.
You can't see it, but you know that one of these people just bent down.
Do I know exactly who?
It was the dude right in front of you. So there are 2 dudes in front of you, a girl behind them. That dude right in front of you just knelt. Who's left? You got no successes. You're gonna take. I guess it'll just be 1. You're gonna take 1 superficial damage as you feel just a blow, something connect with your body, a fist, a meaty fist, just hit rib. You take 1 as well. As you connect with JC and you feel a shot coming from the side as someone just cracks you in the jaw.
Okay.
You take, after it's halved, you take 1 superficial damage. You're in the dark. You guys are just swinging wildly at things. Some of you connecting, some of you getting hit. Next round, what do you want to do?
Can I?
Fucking darkness in there.
You gonna keep fighting this dude?
I'm gonna say. Do you wanna do something?
Well, all of you tell me what you want to do.
I'm gonna confront JC in front of me by words, then fist if it doesn't go well.
Okay, you're gonna try to talk to him. What are you gonna do?
Can I? So I fell by her. Like, I would be by her feet.
You just sort of swung and missed. You're still on your feet, and then you felt a cut, a knife, just a wild knife swing that managed to connect.
Could I have fallen to the floor in
Sure.
reaction to that?
Sure,
Okay, so I would be by her legs.
sure. You think it's dark.
I'm gonna try to slowly reach and grab it if I can find it near me.
Okay.
Just based on that. And then I'm just gonna go for the bite.
Okay. I think on your sheet you have your bite rules.
Which sheet?
It's on.
Realizing that I'm not
feeding rules?
very good at like hitting people, I'm gonna just try to like distract JC from behind, like implementing flanking
Oh, what?
Okay.
to give
The
give
vampire
him
codes?
advantages.
Sure,
Oh.
sure. That's very doable.
The maneuver kind of action.
Yeah. Jordan.
That you don't bite. Did Jim say that?
Unless we're given.
That we don't attack? Where are you attacking them?
He didn't say anything about that.
Yeah.
Can say, unless we, he said unless we had the St. Louis doesn't have a king or prince. But
He said turning other, making you
Yeah.
come to-
turning. Okay,
Yeah, that's not what I'm
right.
doing at all.
Why not?
Jordan. You still have this person under your control.
Dude, pump it.
There's lots of other options you could do as well.
Can I make him stop the people that are attacking like my own group? Like,
What are you gonna say to him? What's your command?
Take out Jim. I was trying to whisper quieter.
uh, what's the name of the other dude?
JC.
JC, yeah.
He's the only one whose
Um,
name you know, yeah.
Take down JC.
You say take down JC. You hear this guy grunt as he gets up. Goes for JC. All right. What are you saying?
JC, you're gonna want to end this right now. You don't want to fight me or the rest of us. I'm giving you one chance until I fucking break your jaw.
Give me a dex brawl. I'm assuming you're trying to defend yourself while
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a dex brawl.
Okay. Does this still count with my potence?
Yeah, still physical, yeah.
2 successes.
You can.
Yeah, I got willpower to use. Do such.
You roll up to 3 regular die.
I have to do 3.
No, up to 3.
Up to 3. I'll do whatever.
I don't remember. I'll say for now it could be up to 3. You don't have to do 3.
Sure. 3 successes.
3?
Yep.
Take 1 more superficial damage. As he doesn't even respond except for a pop to your jaw. You feel a fist coming underneath and crack.
All right. I gave you that warning.
Yeah, and you kind of pulled on him a little bit. You could tell he was going for a haymaker. You actually took away some of his momentum for that. Would have been a much harder hit. Give me a.
It's dex plus brawl
Yep.
minus 2 dice, but I don't have. I'm at 2, so that's no dice, literally.
No dice. No cigar.
No cigar.
But then it says, regardless of the number of successes, it's 2 points aggravated damage. So I don't exactly know.
You
what
still
that
have to
means.
connect.
Yeah. So.
Just give me a dex brawl.
Okay.
Instead of you getting -2, I'll give her a +2 to.
Bye.
That's 1 success. Hope
Okay.
she just rolled really bad.
Take 2 superficial. You reach out and you're met by just a foot to the face. You reach out, you kind of grab her leg a little bit, and the other leg just kicks as hard as she can and just cracks you. You do your thing. Let's see what's in your sword. You hear a connection as the dude gets up, and you hear JC just as you hear the dude just swing, and you hear the sound of fist on flesh. So that dude just lays a haymaker into JC from the side. Big dude needs to go again. Take 1 more.
Jesus.
That big dude with his meaty fists is just teaming up with you,
Guys,
JC,
help me out here.
just starts hammering into you.
I'm not doing great either.
The one other dude's gonna go after Jordan. No successes. You hear someone lunge for you, and you just sort of barely misses you. What do you guys want to do?
I'm breaking this dude's fucking neck. I'm not talking to him.
All right, you're swinging. What are you doing?
I'm actually gonna try to retreat out. My brother left the room, right? Okay, I want to try
He
to.
said, "Help me waste these fools," and he just took off.
Okay, I back out.
I'm gonna keep like helping
Helping?
distract him.
I'm gonna try to dodge out of the way, but I would maybe notice her trying to follow her brother.
You can't.
I'm
see
not
anything.
trying to follow.
I,
yeah.
like okay. So I just like.
Do you have
kind
heightened senses? You
Yes,
do.
yes,
I would
I do.
say you suddenly, as it gets dark, your other senses kick in, and you do have a vague understanding. You can at least recognize your friends. You can recognize where the enemies are, though you might not be able to pinpoint this is this
Yeah.
person, this is this person. Sure, you can hear her lighter footsteps on the rest of these people start moving
Backing
away.
up. You also heard me get hurt.
Yeah, and I'm not super tight with that. Even if I'm not
So
like.
fucking not tight.
Sure, what are you
Even
doing?
if I'm not like tight with her, like that's fucked up. This is her home, and her brother
Yeah,
is
fucking-
kind of okay with this, and I'm not okay with that.
What's
Like
Jordan gonna do?
as chill as I am, I'm gonna go after her brother.
He left
if
a
I
few
can-
moments ago. It's
If I
hard to
can
pinpoint
sense
exactly.
any kind of situation where she might be following him.
Give me a
or-
composure awareness.
composure.
Awareness.
Awareness.
I think it's a new word.
And
we
then
just
I
sing,
replace
but
it with my one with my
One will
die.
be a hunger die.
Okay.
Boost your frail on my brother.
Nice. Oh.
So I have.
It's a messy critical.
Oh.
Yeah, 5
Bye
messy
bye,
critical.
brother.
Nice, alright.
You can use willpower.
You try
Not to
listen.
re-roll that.
You're not sure exactly where he is, but you smell him. Predator takes hold a little bit, and you go on the hunt, running after him.
As I exit the room, would I see her go?
You don't say anything.
It's all dark in here,
I
baby.
mean, but if we get
You
out,
you hear
There's
you would
a lot-
probably hear Jordan rush past you.
okay.
It's dark. You're sort of you have a little bit better senses. You're
Than my
making your
house.
way okay, but for some reason she's just honed in. She takes off past you. Give me a
Yep.
strength brawl. He will have a negative on his thanks to her.
Oh, goodbye, Jordan. It's been nice.
That's a 5. I'm gonna fucking burn a willpower.
Oh.
Five.
5.
Yep.
That combined with the rest, you rear back. You've got hit a couple times. You reach out and you grab him,
Yeah, I just wanna fucking.
and you just lift and just crack, and you feel him go limp.
I'm gonna crack again,
You crack again.
and then just throw him down.
You throw him down. At this point, the big dude comes up, and you feel another fist hit you. And you just reach out and grab this dude's face, and you just hit him in the fucking neck. He has that big, thick neck. It's like a sponge. You just hit into it. You hear the dude and just drop. And with this, you start swinging, and the rest of the people around you start to back up a little bit. As you go, another just backhand. You don't even know who you connect with, but you connect, and you feel someone just go, collapse on the ground. A moment later, the projector goes up again. Lights fill the room. You see the girl with the knife against one of the chairs, just looking around. You see JC on the ground. You see the big dude on the ground. You see the dude who was punching JC on the ground. It's just the other dude and the girl with the knife. You see Herb sort of, he was back. He sort of like was behind where JC was.
I'm gonna take. Sorry.
And yeah, you see those two. They're heading towards a side room. Not the way you came in. They're heading towards a side.
Yeah.
You get to the door, hungry. The door opens up. You pause just in time to see the barrel of a gun pointing at you. And you see her brother holding it. Whoa! Points it at you real quick. Back to her. Where's JC?
And the other, he just assaulted us.
Yeah, you guys started this shit. We were just watching a movie. And he goes to step past you. Do you let him?
No.
Yeah, no.
What do you do?
I step in front of him very, like, kind of seductively, like, with kind of a cat-like, like, kind of a minxy, like,
Fucking
step in front
sirens,
of him.
dude.
Okay.
Say some more animals that you're like.
I'm not. Sorry.
I'm a snake.
What do you do?
Just like very like kind of with aggression, but so subtly that unless he was like really paying attention to my body language, he would think it was sexy. You know, like I don't know.
So
how
are you trying to use
describe
your
it.
natural wiles, or are you trying to mesmerize him?
I'm trying to mesmerize him. I think.
Give me a rouse check.
I'm mesmerized.
Let's roll one die.
Nope.
You're not. You failed, which means you get hungry, and that beast is already wanting to snack on this guy.
Just a 2.
Okay.
Give me a charisma plus your dominate rating.
Plus
So you're doing 4 dice.
Dominate is how much
Two
you
of
have
them
for
are in.
discipline.
2 of them have to be
Mm-hmm.
my die. So 1 success.
More than is nothing. And you just seductively sort of step in front of him, and before you even realize what you're saying, just drop it. And the gun shakes, falls out of his hand, and you take that wrist and you bite into it.
I try to grab her.
Yeah. You, before he can, give me opposed strength brawl checks.
Chill. Oh wait, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm a hungry hippo.
I'm hungry.
That's the animal that I'm like.
Oh
Alright,
shit.
doesn't really matter.
Is that messy?
It's just a success.
So that's a success.
Yeah.
It's 1 success. It doesn't
1
subtract.
success.
It was almost really bad for me. So are we tied?
You tied. One of you messy, one of you bestial. You see both of their fangs come out. You see you grab her away. Some of his blood just sort of fling out. Now on you, now on her. Both of you just look at his arm. And you pull her off. And then both of you go in to bite him.
Oh no!
And that is where we will call it.
Rip!
Them hunger die.
You don't like your brother that much, right?
Lick that wound. Oh, that's awesome.
Good
Holy
save.
Oh, you
That
are
was awesome.
Oh, I
bully.
don't have any outro stuff ready. We have social media.
We do have
We do have social
We
media.
have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. It's going to be on the things and whatnot.
Yep.
apps,
Yep.
they call it.
You see
Yeah.
the
Websites.
We're
Apps,
table golf
websites.
on everything except Twitter. We're table_golf because someone stole that from
That
us.
son of a bitch.
Also, we have bonus content. If you want to see how these people turned into vampires and a glimpse into their senior year of high school, we have a 8-hour session where
It's
we
very
got
good.
very drunk and play till 5 in the morning.
5:30 in the morning.
Sure.
We were
Trying to
very
get through that.
tired.
It's entertaining,
24
but it
hours.
is a mess. But a good mess.
And you get to find out why the school's burning.
Yeah.
It's a messy crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
messy. It's a
Snap,
messy crit
Snaps.
prologue session, as well as we have some character creation videos and some other stuff
Cool
that
shit.
we're gonna try to get a Patreon going for. Which, if you check out our other social medias, we'll have stuff for that on there.
Mhm.
But otherwise, this was our first session.
Awesome.
We'll be doing this again soon to see what happens from here. Check out us individually or just follow Table Golf, the most important one. No one will be back to see what happens with our teen vamps.
Woo!
All right. Good
Good job,
stuff,
guys.
Bye.
That's your end every
Goodbye
time.
forever.